in the original Iron Giant, isn't there like a dragon and shit?
Yeah, there's a dragon like the size of Australia or something.
Oh my god, dude! I didn't know your mom was in that book.
Is she the dragon the size of Australia, or is she Australia? Like, is she the size of Australia, or is she the dragon the size of Australia?
She's just she's just the size of Australia.
Dude!
I'm sorry! Imagine having a friend that freaked out at that level.
Just like at an instant.
just like
he gets that he's being like made fun of, or gets that something is just like, he's like, dude, I don't know. What the fuck?
It's like a fucking balloon popping, man. That's like you're playing with a rubber band and it snaps.
I know.
It's like, oh, jeez.
There are people like that. I've met like probably a few of them in high school.
I had a friend like that, and he would just like snap. I remember one time we were playing Guitar Hero, and his guitar wouldn't connect, and dude, he just fucking he threw that shit against the wall. He's like, fuck! And he just like walked out of the room, and he went in his room and slammed the door. And I thought he was joking, and I was like, oh, I really hope this is a joke, because if this is real, that's real awkward. Oh no. And like he was in there for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, okay, he'll come out in a second. Like a minute goes by, so I go over to his room and I open the door, and he's like on the bed. And he's like, "Fuck, stupid shit." I was just like, man, it's all right, it's okay, dude. And then another time we were playing WarioWare Smooth Moves. I was beating him, and he just threw the Wii controller down, and then he went and he stood in the door frame of our playroom, just staring down the stairs, going, stupid. And like the rest of the time, he was a fully normal dude, like never. But in moments like that, it would happen.
He would just get really fucking
just
pissed.
Snap, dude.
Did I tell you about how I put a hole in my wall back at my old home?
A lot. What happened? You did a long time ago. I don't remember.
Did I tell you the story?
Ages ago. I don't remember though.
Okay. Well, one day it was me and two of my friends. We were all up in my room having a good time.
Epic, dude.
And I was doing this funny gag where it's like, could you imagine like if my parents walked up and they saw us all masturbating, like, or whatever, like
dude,
masturbating together, like and dancing or some shit. And then I proceeded to pantomime the action of me jerking off, drunkenly dancing. And then I lost my footing and fell backwards and slammed into my wall, and my shoulder put a hole in it.
Holy shit.
And I got so scared. I didn't want to tell my dad, so I covered it up with a Jaws poster for the longest time. And that hole is still there.
It never got patched?
It never got patched.
Dude, there was a time when I was that kid where, like, not often, but sometimes something would happen at someone else's house. I just know my parents are like, we're the parents who brought the kid to a stranger's house, and then this happened. My parents went to this like church group once, and they brought me along because they were like, yeah, there'll be other kids there. And this was like Sunday night, like 8 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I'll go. There's food, blah, blah, blah. So my parents go to do their thing with the people from church, and I go upstairs with some other kids. I find out upstairs they have like an indoor gym in this person's house. And they just have regular drywall walls.
Yeah.
So I turn on the treadmill, and me and this other kid start having a good time. And we're like climbing on the treadmill, and you get on your butt. So when the treadmill makes you slide.
Get on your butt?
Like, no, yeah. You get on your butt, and then you climb on the treadmill. So it's like a fun little thing. You get on like this, look.
I'd be too scared to do that.
Well, it was going slow. But anyway.
I stood on it and hopped off when I got to the end. I've done that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did that on our butts. It was fun. It's kind of like a water slide. But so we're playing on the treadmill. We're having fun. And for some reason, like, I turned it up, and I just got this genius idea to put like a 20-pound weight on it while I was doing that.
What do you mean, like with you? Like
no,
behind
it's by
you?
itself. I just put the weight on it. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And the weight flies off the treadmill and slams into the wall.
Because you gotta think, the treadmill has to be able to handle your weight and the weight of a very large person. So 20 pounds isn't that much to it.
Yeah, I put a dumbbell on it. The iron dumbbell flies off the treadmill. Smashes right into the wall, making a giant hole.
My God.
And this person's wall that my parents are coming over to for like one of the first times, and I'm just the kid they brought. So I effectively put a huge hole in their drywall, just playing around on their exercise equipment I shouldn't have even been on.
Ugh, that's horrible. There's a lot of moments like that when I was a kid where like I just do some shit and it's like, oh wait, that was fucked up, or like just it went down a totally different. It went down a rabbit hole I wasn't expecting. I'm trying to remember this one. Just stupid shit that happened when I was a kid. I told you the story of when I was playing in a treehouse with my friend, and I was like having fun, and I was trying to just like jump off of it and swing a little like Tarzan, and then I don't know how it happened. I literally don't know the physics, but the way I landed, the rope wrapped around the tree and tied me to the tree.
How does that happen?
I don't know. All I know is I jumped, and the next thing, like the back of my head hurts, and I open my eyes, and I'm like tied to the tree for a little bit, and then I start scraping down, and my back gets scratched up on the tree.
What?
And then I have a bad run with tire swings. There's this other time where these people, and I'm a dumbass.
Wait.
These people they had just a rope swing on a tree, and let's say the tree was kind of bent a little, and the rope was hanging off, so people could kind of like go from one, like the far right side of the tree and swing.
Right.
Because there was a dip on the ground.
Right.
And then, get on the left side. I had the bright idea of not swinging my momentum to the left, but just going straight out. And I come right back, slam into the tree and fall back. And it's just this awkward moment of like I'm obviously like the one ruining everyone else's fun because I'm getting hurt. And Connor has to leave, and we just got there, and nobody was swinging yet. And I'm like, I'm gonna try.
Dude, are you sure that first story, like, you didn't just get snuck up on by a bandit, and, like, knocked you out and tied you to a tree?
That's definitely not what happened. It just like somehow I got like wrapped to the tree. I don't fucking know, dude.
I'm just trying to figure out how that fucking happens.
Because the thing was when I got. Because it caused a rash. Because it was just one like loop around. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like tied like woo 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 to the tree. I was like this, and I fell, and the rope was around me like this, and it tightened on my waist. So when I fell, it tightened, and it like scraped up my back, and I got rope burn right here.
That's crazy.
But it was
dude.
It was like right here. You see my belly?
That's a nice belly, man.
So I wonder if you can hear it, like sloshing around. Just sounds like I just kind of slap my nuts against my thighs. Or my ankles. Did I tell you the story, Matt, of have I told you the story of the time I went over to this cool kid's house? Like he was like known as like a cool kid.
He was a cool kid, yeah.
I was like this was middle school, so they had those cliques.
Yeah, he was what you could call a Matt Watson.
Popular. Yeah. I didn't run in that circle when I was in school. But I remember he invited me over to his house, and he lived in this place in South Carolina called Ascot, which, do you know about Ascot at all?
Yeah.
It's like for rich people, it's where all the mansions are and shit.
Yeah.
Well, he had a house there. And like,
dude,
rich
and cool.
Yeah. He was like rich and cool, and he was and I think he played football later in high school. So I think he turned out like people started kind of thinking he was a loser, and it was kind of funny to see his downfall. But he was a dick to me throughout middle school. After we hung out, he started bullying me, which was weird. But he wanted to make new, cooler friends. Anyways, the first time I go over to his house, he showed me all this cool stuff, and I'm like, this is so cool. I'm making a really cool friend or whatever. Then all of a sudden he goes, wait a second. Do you know what lesbians are? I'm like, no. So he looks up porn online, and he goes, lesbian, and we're both looking like, wow. And I had no idea about, porn or anything. This was my introduction to it. Because I remember specifically after this going to like my computer at the desktop and typing in like lesbian videos, girl kissing girl, lesbian videos, like stuff like that.
Yeah. The innocent Google search, like big boobs.
Yeah, like that shit.
Naked woman.
But
I used to search naked woman and big boobs.
But this friend, we found this website and we're starting to watch the videos, and I'm just like, whoa. Because like I don't know what I'm feeling at this point. I'm like, I'm definitely like this.
You're
definitely
feeling
is
something, dude.
Yeah, I'm feeling something.
This is new.
But then my friend goes, "Hold on one second, man. I gotta use the restroom." Then I'm like, "Okay." And so then I just sit down, like I sit there, and like 10 minutes passes. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Hey, just hold on, man, hold on." And then I go back. And I notice, and I'm like, I want to watch more of those videos, I guess.
One of those funny lady videos.
So then I go to where the computer was, and it's gone. And so I didn't know it at the time. This is like something that I figured out years down the road, is that he spent a large portion of that night continuing to go to the bathroom over and over again to masturbate to porn we found, and he totally did not hang out with me that night at all.
He just spent the whole time hanging out, jerking off by himself.
Yeah, in the bathroom with his laptop, and then he would come out, like, have a conversation. Then he like go get some water or whatever. Then he'd go back into the restroom and like take a bath or whatever. Dude, I just realized this, and I thought he was just like, oh, he has to go to the bathroom a lot. But no, this cool kid that became like super popular in school, my first time hanging out with him, all he did was ditch me in his room as I sit there alone. Oh yeah, his brother also had Girls Gone Wild CD, like DVDs and shit.
Damn,
like
dude.
his brother was like,
he was cool.
His brother was one of the people that actually bought that shit.
Oh, that's why they made money, because people like him. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of sympathize with him. Every time my wife's boyfriend comes over, it's that story with me. But
yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the kid that lived in my neighborhood, and he would always like he lived on the other side of my neighborhood?
The title of this podcast should be, "Dude, did I ever tell you?" Or just like, "Did I ever tell you?"
Did I ever tell you, dude? This kid, like, there weren't that many kids in my neighborhood that I knew.
Yeah.
And this kid lives on the other side of the neighborhood, and I didn't know him that well. We weren't really friends.
Well, what was he known as? Like you know how
he didn't go to my school.
Oh, was he known around the neighborhood as like the weird kid or the cool kid or like the just? Oh, I don't. No one really talks to him. Like, I don't know anything about this kid.
I remember we were in 7th grade at the time, and he was the only person that I knew of in my life that had ever smoked weed.
Mm-hmm.
So he was that kid. I was pretty off put by that. Knowing that, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with him. He's bad."
Yeah.
But he really wanted to keep hanging out with me, and he came over one day and he just knocked on my door and he's like, "Hey, is Matt home?" I was like, and I come down. He's like, "Hey, man, just thought I'd hang out." And I was like, "Okay." I'm a little nervous because I heard that he did weed. So
really, wait, how old were you?
7th grade.
Wow, holy shit!
So back then, that was really like, whoa.
I don't think I knew anyone who actually like smoked weed until maybe, God, senior year of high school, if not freshman year of college.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, that's why this was such a shock to me.
Yeah,
because I was really straight edge growing up. I never drank or smoked or did any of that in high school.
Straight edge.
I was a straight edge boy. You could put a big L on my forehead. But he pulls out his cell phone. He's like, "Hey, I got a military cell phone." I was like, no, what's that? And he's like, "Check it out." And he's standing on my front porch. He just chucks his phone out into the street like as hard as he can, and it just hits the ground. It just breaks into pieces.
Oh my God!
Like the battery flies out and the back flies off. And he walks. He's like, "Shoot." He like puts it back together. He's like, "Yeah, but it's pretty durable."
Oh my God!
You know, this fucking kid did as well.
What?
The same day he's over. Or this might have been like another time the next week he invited himself over. He told me how he was getting into parkour. This is right when parkour was becoming a thing. Like,
yeah.
This is right on the very horizon of like parkour. Like, you just found out about it through a trend on the internet. And it's like kids like my age were getting into it. It's like, whoa, parkour. We're watching parkour videos and shit. He's like, I'm learning how to parkour. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, check it out. My back porch at the time was raised. It was probably, the porch is probably 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
With 3 feet of railing.
Yeah.
So in total about 8 feet. That's what I meant. So he goes to show me this parkour move, and he just like runs and he springs himself off the railing of the little porch, and he just falls and he smacks into the ground hard, the type where you can hear that like
the grass in the ground just poof.
Yeah, you hear that bassy boom.
Yeah.
And he kind of rolls a little bit and he gets up, he's like just dusts himself off.
What?
And I was like, "Ow, dude." And he was like, "It's fine. It's not easy." It's just weird. I just remembered that. I hadn't thought about that in years.
I had another like weird like happening in this was probably middle school, I would say. Yeah, definitely middle school. So there was this kid, he hung out with like all the popular kids, but he was one of the athletic ones. He was like a big black football player, and he was really cool. And he hung out with all the cool boys and girls at school. And there I was, not a cool boy. So there's the dynamic. They like would go out and play football, and all the girls would talk about him.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, fuck. It's that whole like mental thing where I put myself below them and I think they put themselves above me. It was that with me. And then one time, one of them, one of the kids, he asked me if I want to come over to his house and play video games with him or sometime after school. And I'm like, what? I'm like, sure. Yeah. He's like, okay, whatever. And like, I end up riding my bike to his house and I get there. He's like, okay, let's go play some video games, man. I'm like, oh, sweet, okay. Because I like playing like Nintendo 64. I used to go over to my neighbors and watch them play like Super Mario 64 and shit like that. Because I was never really good at video games. Just when I was younger, I used to run around an open field.
Still not good at video games, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm average, probably just poor in a lot of ways that people could, of course, judge me for. But I like playing them. Blah blah blah. So I get there, and he turns on this slow-ass fucking computer, and it starts whizzing on. And I'm like, oh, I thought we were playing blah, 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 whatever. So it, like, turns on, and on the desktop, there are, like, just a few icons. One of them is, like, Word or something like that, and PowerPoint. Word. I think it was, like, that whole pack of, like, Microsoft Office. And then there was this bright pink one. And it was, like, some, like, Barbie pet makeover game. And he clicks it, and then he starts to play it, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck?
Are you serious?"
Yeah, and then he hands it over to me. He goes, "Come on, you make you one." And then I sat there in his house, and like I'm sitting there making like this Barbie like pet like grooming fucking game or whatever. I don't even. Dude. I just remember it was like some like girly Barbie-ish dog grooming game, and I did it. And he's like. I'm like, yeah, it's like, this is a good game, man. You know, I love it. I really like it.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, okay,
he's opening up to you.
I know. And then we never hung out after that. I don't know why.
What if he just like he read you wrong and like you had a great time deep down, but
I remember how that hangout session ended.
What happened?
We were biking back. He was like, we were like biking around because we were gonna go to the park, and then some other, I'm about to say their names because I still remember their names. Like 2 of his other friends or 3 of his other friends came up and like, there's like, hey man, we were thinking about going to the park. You want to go? And I'm like, oh, like to him. And he was like, yeah, sure. And he like turned back to me and was like, hey man, I'll see you some other time. And like, as we had plans that we were going to the park, he immediately was like, cut and run with me.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, you just played a Barbie game with me. Does that not count as anything?
You should have said that. You should have just dropped it.
He was more open to me than probably any of his friends. He probably like, I was the one like way he could be like, I want to talk to someone about this. Then he chooses the fucking dopey little white boy.
That's why, dude. It's because like, he liked this game and he didn't know how to tell anyone, but he wanted someone to connect with about it, man. He was like, I gotta connect with someone.
He actually grew up at our high school. This is so weird how people end up doing this. This like the same kid where I felt like he was above me went up to be I think he played basketball a little bit, but then he played football. But he was actually better than the other kid that I'm talking about. Fucking nice. Whew, holy shit. Whoa.
What?
Damn.
What are you looking at?
I don't know. There's this Segway here, but it has a pretty expensive price tag, and I don't see a salesman out here. But I got this big wad of cash I could just put on the ground.
If there's no salesman out here, Ryan, we can just steal it.
Okay.
Let's take risks. Life's all about
I'm just gonna rip off the tag.
Okay,
let's hop on.
All right, get on.
Just get on my shoulders.
Wait, I think he's coming. Get on.
Go.
Did you know, Ryan, when I was in 8th grade, I decided I was going to make some Facebook pages. And I just remembered this week. I actually found them, and I closed them.
Did you find them?
I found them, and I closed them.
So when I asked you if you closed them or not, you were like, did I?
I went back and I closed them.
I wish I could go see them. I wish I actually went and checked.
I rediscovered these Facebook pages I made, so I thought I'd let you know what they are. I made a Facebook page called Join If You Never Plan on Doing Pot, which I joined, and I tried to get some of my friends to join. Then I also made a Facebook called Justin Bieber is Totally Gay for Usher. That was a good one.
Justin Bieber is totally gay for Usher?
Remember back then when like people made... Like, Facebook isn't really like that anymore, but people would make pages that would just be, like, little joke titles and shit, and people would like it.
Okay.
And then, like, that was, like, way back in the day of Facebook, in the early days of Facebook. So I made Join If You Never Plan on Doing Pot, and never was in all caps. Join If You Never Plan on doing pot.
You were serious about that one, though.
Doing pot, yeah. And And then I also made Justin Bieber's Totally Gay for Usher.
How good did you feel about yourself when you were young and you were like, I started this group. You know what? I'm a really good person. I started this group. I'm never gonna smoke pot.
I think most people that age have that like I'm never gonna drink. I'm never gonna smoke pot, guys.
Kids are super egotistical.
I don't think that's egotistical. I think that's just they want to feel morally sound. So they like.
No, I would say like there's a stage in childhood development where you're super egotistical because
yeah.
Like you can think of others and be sad about others, but there's a time when you're a child when all you're thinking about is like kind of like me.
You haven't really learned yet the balance of like.
You haven't had all these life experiences and all these lessons
totally.
and all these shitty hard times usually.
That put things in give you like a perspective check.
Yeah, like life is all about chipping away at your being of your childhood innocence until you become a nice chiseled man.
Yeah,
with that needs to be put on medication.
Boys,
Yeah, is it time?
it might be time for me to reveal what's been cooking.
Okay,
What do you say? I
here we go, Matt. You have the floor
listeners,
and the mic.
this is something that I brought up a while back that people have been wanting me to release. I have it here. I have my 7th grade Michael Jackson parody track, Deleted, which was a parody of Beat It. And I'm ready to release it, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah,
That breathing sounds like you guys are fucking
we're ready.
You
We're ready.
guys
We're
are
ready.
All right, for the first time ever, I will be premiering my song that I made when I was in 7th grade, Delete It. Let's listen. Sorry, I can't put the actual song in because the people that made the karaoke track many years ago will still copyright strike it. So enjoy.
Your computer holds 24 RAMs, but you overloaded it with too much spam. Don't you know your comp will never run fast, so delete it. Just delete it. You better run, you better save some space. Don't wanna see no ads, don't wanna MySpace. You want
Oh, sorry, my phone fell asleep. Hold on, guys.
fast comp, better do what you can, so delete it. You don't wanna reboot. Delete it, delete it, delete
Yeah.
it, delete it. That child needs to be deleted. Show them how fast, strong is your Mac. It doesn't matter who's right, who's whack. Just delete it. Delete it. Just delete it. Delete it. Your hard drive holds 30
I think that's all I'm gonna show you guys. The people that made this track, the backing track, it's like some like Latino company, and they will copyright strike the hell out of this. So we'll be right back with Ryan and Tucker's thoughts on my hit single "Delete It."
Okay, I want to say my favorite
Wait, do
part.
you maybe want to applaud for it first? Just a little. If you just want to get a little clap.
Yeah.
It's just common courtesy.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite part, I would have to say, was when you rhymed whack with Mac.
Thank you.
That was really good.
What about the really long guitar solo?
Was that you? Did you play guitar?
Did
Yeah.
you do the MIDI? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you.
I actually don't even remember where I got the backing track for that.
You recorded it off of your phone and then uploaded it to the computer.
That's kind of what it sounded like. That was so I was sleeping over my friend Connor's house, and we wanted to make a parody song, and he found the music and he set up his little like stick microphone, and we recorded that.
Did y'all think that? Did y'all set up like business plans so you were gonna be like the next Weird Al Yankovic?
Well, I think in my mind at the time I was thinking like, this is gonna be big. This is it.
Right.
This is gonna be my big break.
Like we all do.
Yeah, I was like, this is it. Like, this is funny. Like, I legitimately thought people were going to listen to that and laugh, which they are now, but for a different reason from I intended it.
Right.
Isn't that weird to think about?
It makes sense. In a
Jesus Christ! Sorry,
post-American Idol era, I think,
my
I think we
God.
can all identify with the idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I was about to send someone a picture of my weight because I took a video of myself stepping on the scale and it showing my weight. But I was in this video I was doing it naked, so my dick bobs in frame as the weight comes in. But luckily I didn't send it. Good thing I watched it before.
Oh my God! Thank God.
You should send it anyway, man.
I'm good. I don't think that person would appreciate it too much.
Did you guys tell the viewers about your little interaction in the office a few days ago?
What interaction? Oh no, we didn't. Wait, before we move on to that,
But we got to do the song stuff first. Yeah.
what overall? What would you give it?
Out of what?
Out of whatever you want to give it.
I mean, it's pretty impressive, honestly. I mean, I didn't know you could sing
Tucker,
like
you
that,
take
man.
the reins on this one, yeah.
I mean, it's
Thank you.
beautiful. Yeah.
That really
Yeah.
means a lot to me.
It made me feel like I was a child again.
What the fuck does that mean?
It was really like childhood joy.
Like you're saying it's like childish?
No, like like when you're a child and you have all these big aspirations and they're probably bigger than what you can accomplish.
What does that mean? My aspirations
It's like
were
those
bigger than I can what I
It's like those
accomplish?
No, it's like the times when you were a kid were better than when you were adult because you had because your imagination was so wild that something could seem so good, but
What is
Yes.
What do you mean something could seem so good?
like the
it-
Titanic. Like the
You're saying, like,
Titanic
it
could
wasn't
seem
good,
like the
Yeah,
Titanic.
but you're saying it
seemed
wasn't
so
good,
good.
then, essentially. You're saying
no,
it
I'm not
seemed
saying
good,
that.
but it wasn't good.
I'm telling you, the Titanic is still a fucking amazing ship. It's still big.
Yeah.
but it's still sunk.
Does
You know
that
what I'm
make
saying?
sense?
Like
Does that make
reality
sense?
is the ship sunk,
So
but it was still an incredible ship.
Absolutely. It was.
So this was an
beautiful.
incredible song.
Yeah.
what does that hand motion mean? That was like laying something to rest, like that hand motion. Like you're saying that like my ship sank.
I
You're
think
saying
we're
my
just
ship
not
sank.
gonna-
I'm not saying you're. I'm not.
Then why did you compare it to the fucking Titanic, Ryan?
I'm not. I was using the Titanic as an example. I could bring up another example. The Hindenburg was a
Many
big
people died in
fucking
that.
balloon.
It
It was a giant balloon.
Can you even
enormous.
believe?
I know people that died in that shit. I always feel bad killing video game animals. I don't know why.
Uh-oh. Just gonna wrap myself up.
Oh,
Can I do it again? Yeah, just wrap myself up again.
Nice. I remember I used to wear like those like soft wristbands because I thought they looked really fucking rad. Like the athletic wristbands. Thought they
But
looked really cool.
I told you I used to wear fingerless gloves, like in in elementary school. I think because Ash Ketchum wore fingerless gloves. Don't you know?
I actually wanted to. There was a period when I was younger where I wore one glove, like
What?
one soft cotton glove, and my mom was like, "Hey, that's like Michael Jackson." And I was like,
It's
huh?
like Michael Jackson.
She's like, "Yeah, Michael Jackson wears one glove," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that," and then I stopped doing it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Just because Michael Jackson wore.
It was a short-lived phase where I just simply wore. What if I started doing that? I just wore one glove. Would you ever like? How long would it take you to comment on it? Like almost instantly? Like, hey,
Probably
why you
because
wearing
you've
one
never
glove?
done it before. I'd have to be like, so is this
I
your
have
new
done it before.
is
I
this
was
your
a
new
kid.
thing? Yeah, but I didn't know.
Well, you should know this about me by now, Ryan.
Look out below.
Put this on a game of Matt trivia. As a kid, Matt did which of the following? And one of the answers would be like, wore only one glove for a short period of time until finding out Michael Jackson already did that.
And then
I
he
think I
stopped.
stopped more, not because it was like, oh, Michael Jackson. I think it was because like, oh, this is unoriginal. Like, it looks like I'm copying Michael Jackson. And I thought this was like something cool and quirky I came up with, but who knew
wasn't.
the king of pop actually came up with it?
Yeah.
Invaders from Mars.
Wait. Okay. So Generation Z, what comes after Generation Z?
What the fuck is this? People also search for millennials, Generation X, baby boomers, September 11 attacks. Like it's just there.
Man,
like I'm
that
scrolling
generation.
through, I'm looking up generation names, and all of a sudden there's a picture, and it's a violent picture of just the Twin Towers with one of the
Just exploding,
planes
yeah.
exploding
I guess
into
probably because that's the biggest
That is a
historical
generational,
event
yeah,
of
thing.
that Generation Z, I guess. If Generation Z is everything after 2000.
You know what was weird that I talked to you about? Because
What?
we hung out with Finn and made a video with him, which was
Yeah.
super fun.
Finn's a
Finn,
cool kid.
We love you.
I love you, Finn.
You should come on the podcast sometime, maybe.
Absolutely.
Finn wasn't alive during 9/11. You're like, no, he's not. I was like, whoa. I don't know. That just really blew me away. I was like, oh, wow. I'm realizing how much younger Finn is at that point. At that point, I'm like, what is his kind of big thing? Like, is
in
it
his
Donald
life?
Trump? Is Donald Trump his big political or just kind of like worldly event? Because he's so just kind of like popularized
for him to be like
culture for him?
cognitive of probably like Donald
Even though
Trump
he's
becoming
Canadian.
president. Yeah. Oh man, like the cool thing about Finn though is he's like he's I think he's like almost 15, but you wouldn't guess when you hang out with him like his comedy and everything, he feels like he's our age. So that's like the weird thing about hanging out with him, and he's super cool. I've never met a 14-year-old as cool as Finn Wolfhard.
Besides me, when I was 14.
I didn't know you when you were 4. I would have loved to have known you when you were 14, Ryan. I would have
What-
loved to have bullied you when you were 14.
When I look back at when I was 14, I look at Finn and I'm like, I was probably such just an embarrassing little shit.
Dude, he's so cool for someone his age. And I'm like, dude, when I was 14, I had a bowl cut and I wore like
I
really
know.
skinny jeans and I had like a
I had,
scene face.
I had an awful haircut. I wore shitty baggy clothes that never fit me.
Same, and he's like,
But I guess he's
fucking
also
stylish and-
a fucking like child star.
yeah, I guess so. But it's like, I don't know, dude. Are kids becoming cooler these days? Like, cause like seriously, look back at pictures of you and me when we were in middle school, and like everyone else seemed so uncool. And now you go on social media and you see like 15-year-olds, and you're like, oh shit, they're dressing pretty hip and stuff, and they're listening to some cool music. I wasn't listening to that cool music when I was 15.
we just-
What's the deal?
The internet.
Yeah, is it the internet? It's making everyone more mature. It is making everyone more mature.
There was a lot less stuff when you and I, because the internet came out not around like our time, but it was it was in its early stages.
It wasn't as accessible as it is today.
Yeah.
Mainly because of smartphones. And when I say kids becoming more mature, I mean that in the sense of not like mature, like, oh, you're so mature. I mean like they're exposed to more like adult humor and stuff. So they
because
break
the internet's
that,
just right there.
yeah,
it's
they,
right there.
They break that like childhood kind of innocence that you keep until usually through like high school when they're in like 5th grade.
Yeah, because like parental lock, I'm not sure how it is nowadays, but it was super good back then. So
Yeah.
if my parents wanted me to not see any type of thing, I had to do some heavy lifting to find that shit.
Do you remember like when you were at school too? The school systems would block any website that was like fun. Like
Yeah,
they
but
blocked
you could
YouTube.
get-
They blocked
they're
Google.
so-
They blocked Google Images
You
at my
just go to
school.
proxy sites though.
Oh, I had a friend that got suspended for using a proxy because they caught him doing it. So I was too
How'd
scared
they
to do
catch
that.
him?
Because it was on the
Log or whatever.
it was on the log, and they called him to the office. I'm like, what's this? And they kicked him out of school for a week. But like
Never got caught, bitches.
nowadays, it's like, oh well, you could just use 4G and on your
Yep.
phone and look at stuff at school. Like you don't need the school's computer.
Oh my god. That made me remember this one time at the library in like high school when I was a freshman. Like my friend was like showing me that you couldn't pull porn up on the computer, so he looked up something. Like and then it was on Google Images and it was this just porn website.
At
He-
school?
Like he found it through Google Images or something. He found it through an image. Like he went to I don't know how he did it. But he got to some porn website and he's like, I'm like, what? He goes, wait, this wasn't supposed to happen. We're in the middle of the library. The computers are in the dead center of the library. and he tried to exit out, but computers back then weren't as trustworthy. So it froze up.
Oh
And
no!
so the bell already had rung. And you know how you have that 5-minute period? So he was just showing me in this 5-minute period. I'm like, dude, we have to go. So we just left the library with the porn on
was
the
he logged into his
computer.
like school account? Though?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I don't know what happened to him. I say we were friends, but we were more like acquaintances. You
Oh
know,
my
people
God.
that you only talk to in your one class.
But for storytelling, it's easier to say friend than
Yeah.
like I had this acquaintance.
he was one of those kids that you only talk to in that certain class that you go
Yep.
to.
but you didn't know anything else outside of that
You didn't
class?
hang out outside of school or anything.
Yeah.
He wasn't in your main friend group.
Did I ever tell you I saw a guy at a public library looking at porn once? Like,
Was he masturbating?
no, he was just scrolling through some weird, like, really small porn blog.
It is both like so embarrassing for the person, and I also feel bad for him, but then I'm like, oh, this creep, this is a public area. Have you seen those videos where like someone films like this old guy looking at porn?
In a library, yeah.
Yeah, it's that there's this one video of this guy with like
And he smiles?
crazy hair. He goes, oh, hey.
Yeah, I've
He
seen that.
does that.
Like, I kind of felt bad for him, even though he's being a fucking creep.
I know.
I feel like he's just like such an unaware creep, and it's like,
oh, he's aware.
yeah, I don't know. I just felt bad because it's like that's so embarrassing. But then I gotta remember he's fucking doing that in public, so I
Yeah.
shouldn't feel bad for him.
Exactly.
Don't look at porn in public, guys. You should not do that. That's not. That's for when you're at home.
Is it illegal?
To look at porn in public. I
Yeah.
don't know if there's a law against looking at porn in public. I think doing it in a way that where you could expose it to people, like at the library, you're definitely exposing it because the computer this guy was at was facing everyone, and I was like, "What the fuck are you looking at, dude?" I didn't say that. I filmed him actually. I didn't let him know I filmed him, but I had it on my phone for a while because I thought it was funny, and I sent it to my friends. But he was like, just scrolling through some weird porn blog in the middle of the library, and it's like, dude, you're not even trying to cover up the screen. Like, how do you get to that point in life where you just don't give a shit? It's like, I'll just look at some porn. No one like, even if they see me, I don't really care. It's like,
If they kick him out, he gets kicked out. Then he has the images in his brain. Holy shit. I remembered I read this whole book and was precisely on why you masturbate. It
you
was
read a book on why you masturbate?
yeah, because like some youth leader or something it,
Great way to like just start going into the story.
it was we were learning like the sex lessons or whatever in
My church never did
church.
those.
That sounds weird. I went
We were learning the sex lessons in church.
It was sex ed, but in church. But it was mainly like
Really?
don't do this shit
Don't-
when we
don't
go
kill
on youth
yourself.
trips and shit like that. And it taught you,
Oh.
and it was teaching you what exactly they meant. And so it's like your body's gonna start changing. You're gonna feel attracted, but don't act on those things. You know, it's like one of those types of things. And they had books that they were like saying were good. And so one of the youth leaders was like, "Here's a book." It was all about kind of like what happens in your brain while you masturbate.
Like the science of like the dopamine and everything.
Why do you feel bad after you masturbate?
Well, that's actually God inside of
It was a
your head.
Christian book. Like
Yeah, that's like,
the sole purpose of the book wasn't about masturbation, but that was a large section.
man,
And I remember
imagine
it was
like,
bookmarked.
okay, so we feel weird when people ask us what we do. Imagine it's like, so what do you do? I wrote a book teaching Christian kids the truth about masturbation. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna start saying in Ubers. I'm like, I write books about masturbation for to educate Christian children.
To educate the youth. Some of it I don't know if it was true. One of the things was once you
Once you splooge.
once you splooge, your
Shoot
like
your gravy.
brain takes a snapshot of that image or whatever.
I don't know about that.
Not to where you can pull it up like perfectly in your brain, but like that is kind of seared a little more into your memory at that moment.
Well, I actually maybe I could see that because when you splooge, you get a huge dopamine rush. So I imagine your brain would remember everything that's happening during a specific moment of like elevated dopamine. But what was the point of them bringing that up? Just to be like, you're gonna remember your sin and feel guilty about it?
I don't know. I don't remember the book.
Was the book literally just teaching you about masturbation?
It was teaching you about just masturbation,
Was it like a negative lesson?
porn, just how you shouldn't do it.
How you shouldn't look at breasts online.
know it feels good, but you shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it, kids.
Here we are on the Super Mega podcast to officially condone masturbation and pornography, guys. Hey, and for all you guys doing No Nut November, today's when this podcast comes out. It's your last day of No Nut November, guys. So be strong. You know what I'm saying? Don't splooge.
Don't splooge.
Please don't splooge. And Ryan and I say that if you masturbate once in your life, you're going to hell. Dude, you know what sucks?
Is there a
Fucking-
party here?
This is just a rave island. It's where like those millionaire kids go. Because you know those like millionaire kids get their own islands like off of Thailand and go have those huge parties?
Yeah.
Which please invite us to one of those if you're a millionaire Super Mega fan. Because Ryan and I would definitely show up to that.
We have so
Um,
much shit, dude.
Yeah, we're just filling up our inventory with shit. Is that a shrimp?
I don't know. Looks like an octopus.
What I was going to say is, you know what sucks? Are those fucking sawgrass You know those? You know what sawgrass
Oh,
is,
where
right?
it feels like you can cut yourself on that.
Oh,
shit.
real bad. It's like a big mound of grass. It's like a bush, and it looks like it wouldn't be painful, but like the edges of these long, like 4-foot blades of grass or whatever, like razor sharp. And I fell into one when I was a kid and just sliced myself up. I don't know why people have those in their front yard. Like, if you have that in your front yard, go burn it. They catch on fire insanely fast, by the way. I learned that the hard way as a kid at my friend's house. Got in a lot of trouble. Woo!
All
All
right.
right.
Harvesting bananas.
Harvest some bananas.
Harvest bananas.
I got in a lot of trouble with one specific friend, and most of the things involved fire. I remember we had this idea. We found a bottle rocket without a stem in his room, so we put it on his windowsill, and we're gonna see if it could like just shoot out without the stem, like the stick. So we lit it, and it flies back in the room and just flies around and explodes in the middle of his room and lit his laundry on fire. And the room was full of smoke. The carpet was burnt, and the fire alarms are going off. And his parents called my parents, and I had to go home. And then as a result, my mom said, "You're no longer allowed to make YouTube videos with him anymore."
What?
And, I mean, I was devastated, man. This was like when I first was making YouTube videos, and my mom was like, "Nope, you can never make any more YouTube videos with him." And I was like, "Mom, this is my passion. Making creative YouTube videos is my passion." And she said, "Nope, can't make them anymore." So I cried and I cried and I cried.
She
and
went,
then-
what do you think you're gonna do? Make a living off of these goof? Whoa!
You know what's gonna happen, Ryan? In the next 2 weeks, you're gonna choke on popcorn, and I'm gonna get my femur broken at a restaurant.
Okay, I mean, I get the lesser of two evils, so.
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, you'll see. Choking on popcorn's no fun. It's like a different type of choking. It's not the same type of choking as like, let's say you're eating pork chops, and it's like it's not like that type of choking. It's like a microscopic bit of popcorn is tickling the back of your throat. It's not like you can't breathe or anything, but it's very unpleasant.
If I broke my femur, I think I would punch myself until I made myself pass out because the pain would be too tremendous.
The pain might make you pass out. Apparently, the pain of breaking your femur
just
can
instantly
make
makes you pass out.
huh?
Like, I hope so.
Oh man, that is seriously the one bone. I mean, minus my spine. That's the one bone I don't want to break.
Yeah.
Is my femur. I'll break some ribs. I'll break my fingers. I've broken my foot.
I've never broken anything.
Ooh, you're lucky, man.
Haven't fractured anything.
I got a hairline fracture in my arm once because I fell, and then
They call it a hairline fracture because looking at it just looks like a piece of hairs on your
it's
bone.
just such a. It's not like a.
It just cracked.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta wait for it to heal. You don't need like a sling or anything.
So
But
the bone just.
it's just like, yeah, just a
Nice.
little thin crack. But I broke my foot in high school because I was being a goofball,
Uh-oh.
and I wasn't wearing any shoes at school, and it was like lunchtime.
Oh, you have to wear shoes at school, though.
Well, I had flip flops and I'd taken them off,
Got it.
and my friend was like a little bit away, and my backpack was on the ground. So I'm like, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna leap off my backpack, like use it as a springboard. So I did, but there was a textbook in my backpack, like at this angle, Ryan, you see, and my foot went like that on it, which made the backpack flip over, and then I flew through the air. And I slammed the side of my foot down on the concrete and just shattered it. And the shatter went through my foot and like through like 3 of my toes. And it hurt very fucking bad.
Oh my god, I can imagine.
And
What is the pain like of breaking something?
Well, at first you don't really feel it. I was like,
Like at first, does it just feel like if I were to stub my toe or do something really like
It's
if I
dull.
were to break my toe and I stubbed my toe, is breaking that toe kind of just the next step up from
yeah.
stubbing?
In fact,
almost?
ironically, I broke my toe the day before, but I didn't find out because I didn't find out until the day I broke my foot, which was the day after because I got an X-ray. I broke my toe because I was wearing flip-flops and a kid opened the door and it twisted my toe back.
Jesus Christ.
With a lot of blood. Thanks, Alston. That was the kid's name. Anyway,
Fucking Alston.
Fucking Alston, dude.
Alston Powers.
But like I got up and like it was like a really dull pain. It just felt wrong, and I started walking, and then I realized like, oh shit, the bones don't feel like they're in the right place anymore.
Oh, that sounds like an.
It was awful.
I don't like that feeling.
The bones were like all like.
It's like nails on a chalkboard 24/7.
That's how it felt. I was like,
oh my god.
I walked and I was like, things have been moved around in a way that they shouldn't have been. And then all of a sudden, the pain started like ringing louder in my foot. That's the only way I can describe it. It was like a ringing pain. And then I was like, ow, 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 and it just started getting worse and worse, and it wouldn't stop. And I was like, holy shit, I definitely just broke my foot.
Yeah.
And then my friends had to help carry me to the bus, and then I got on the bus, And then the pain really started. I started crying like a little bitch on the school bus, but I didn't want anyone
Were
to
you
see.
crying like a little bitch?
I was crying, and I had an ice pack from the
Matt's
nurse.
being a little bitch
I
crying.
was a little bitch.
Who cries over a broken bone, am I right?
A bitch. I'm sitting there with my ice pack, which had melted by now, and I have tears in my eyes. And then I spilled my ice pack on my crotch, so it looked like I'd pissed myself from the pain. And then my dad had to come help me get off the bus, and he took me straight to the doctor. And then to form the cast after the X-ray, you have to stand on it. So I had to like stand on my broken foot for like 30 seconds to harden the cast.
Yeah.
I got to stay home from school the next day, so that was fun.
Okay,
Except
that's
it was
cool.
miserable because it's just such an awful pain. And that night, I was getting some Oreos. I was like, I'm gonna crutch myself over to the fridge and get some Oreos and milk. I had a glass of milk and some Oreos, and my crutches fell, and I slipped and just came down on my freshly broken foot.
Yeah, but you're just looking back. You're just a clumsy person in general.
I can be a little.
So like I
clumsy,
can see how all these things happen.
It happens, dude. Clumsy.
Like there's accidents, and then there are like people who are prone to accidents happening. But the weird part is most of these things were out of your control.
Yeah. Just the crutch just like slipped, and
I just know like in the apartment, I'll be sitting in bed and randomly I'll hear this. Like we're like this. Just I'll hear something like this. Banana! Banana, no!
it's because he knocked shit over. What is your most painful experience?
Fuck. Since I haven't broken anything,
If you break something, that'll be it probably. But
probably my most okay, one of two things. One time I had a panic attack and my chest closed up and it felt like I was having a heart attack. It sucked.
God, I've
Like,
heard panic attacks are like
like,
absolutely terrifying and awful.
I couldn't breathe and I was trying, like I was making this noise, like I was like, because I was trying to get air in, but like it felt like I couldn't get it in.
Does it feel like you're dying?
It felt like someone was sitting on my chest, as well as there was a burning sensation in my chest, and I couldn't breathe, and I was weak and lightheaded.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
It's happened to me twice, but it hasn't happened since high school. So
Good.
Yay for me. I went to the cardiologist, and they were like, "Sorry, we can't tell what's wrong with you until unless you're having one of these attacks, and we can monitor it live on the spot." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks."
They bring in like scary clown pictures.
They said arrhythmia might have been. They said that's maybe one of the things, but I doubt it.
Maybe.
But
You
I
would
hope
think
not.
you think a cardiologist would be like, yeah, it's maybe arrhythmia.
He was
That's
just
a
like
big deal.
arrhythmia, but
Could be.
As I said, it hasn't happened in a long time.
Could have been
so.
minor cardiac arrest. Who knows these
So
things?
it was either that or one time when I was a small little boy, my cousin had a trampoline in his backyard.
Oh God,
I love this trampoline.
one of
We
my
all
most
love this
painful stories
trampoline.
too is a trampoline story.
And so you know that move you do? I got to stand up to kind of, because I got to explain it to Matt, and maybe Matt can help me explain it into words for you guys.
All right, I'll translate it.
So you know that move where you like go, like you jump down on your knees like this?
Yeah,
on the
you-
trampoline,
yeah, you
so
jump
you can
and-
jump back up and do a front flip back onto your feet.
Yep, exactly.
I was going for that, but I launched myself off from the far left side of the trampoline, which means I didn't go up. It means I went forward.
Uh-oh.
But my knees were already in place to go down.
Oh shit!
So I landed perfectly my knees on the metal bar
Oh.
at the end of the trampoline, and then I fell off of the trampoline after that. And I'm just like, ah! You know when you're a kid and you just belt out and
You just gotta scream, man.
my aunt came, like, Connor just went running into the house, just like, and then my aunt came, what's wrong? And I'm just like, my legs. I can't feel my legs. Would have been even better if I looked down and it looked like a grenade blew off my legs. Like my legs just exploded from the knee down.
Like the impact just blasted the bottom half of your legs off, like
Like-
clean off.
like a in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, dude, that's an image I'd love to see. Like a freeze frame of you coming down and hitting your knees on the metal bar, and the bottom half of your legs blowing off at like, extraordinary speed. Just
I'm like, ah! And like, you hear the sounds of gunfire. What's wrong?
see, I want that to be the thumbnail image, but I don't think they're gonna make that ad friendly because they're like, there's blood in that. You
I
can't
know.
do it.
But I think those two were definitely the most painful. Oh, there's one more. There's a third one that was pretty painful.
What was that?
I was going down a really steep hill on a bike, and I put on the front brakes, and you can guess what happened from there.
You flipped over the handlebars.
Flipped forward and completely tore the skin off my right, like a
shit.
part of my right arm. You can still see
Hey,
see that scar right
I
there.
got one too on my elbow. See?
I just remember looking at it. It was just red and like in light pink meat, and I was like, ew! because like the skin's gone at that point.
Gotta wait for that shit to grow back.
Oh God, I hated the look of it.
Yeah, I fell off a trampoline once. I flew too far, and I made contact with the ground with my jaw.
Oh my
Just
God.
boom on the side of my jaw.
I never want to like the thought of breaking my jaw and feeling the bones not sit
yeah,
right
dude,
and
you gotta, get your
scraping
jaw wired
against
shut.
each other. Oh my God.
Oh man, people who have had their jaw broken and wired shut, let us know how that was in the comments because that sounds truly awful.
I'm not gonna read these. I will, but it's gonna be hard to read these comments
make
because
me
every
cringe.
now and then I'm like, oh fuck.
This one time,
Like I almost don't even want people to put their most painful story in the comments because then
Yeah.
reading that I'd be like, ugh. But you know what? Go ahead. Let's see. What's your most painful story?
Remember the most cringe I've ever done from seeing pain was a really simple thing. It was from
God.
Jackass. It's
Oh,
nothing
it's the paper cuts thing, isn't it?
It's when they took the
Yep, the-
cardboard
yeah.
boxes
I'm covering my ears.
and they slid them through the webbings of their fingers and feet
Yep.
to cut that. It's like that wasn't even a stunt. That was just
sadistic.
Yeah.
Dude. That was like, oh
that
my
was just
god.
weird. It's like why?
Why
Oh,
would you
I'm
do
thinking
that?
I hate that so fucking much. Like my toes and my fingers are like clenching
I'm
together.
cringing hard right now. All right, let's stop talking about pain because people are
let's-
probably like, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Let's move on to something else. Matt,
Okay.
what are we moving on to?
I'll tell a story. I got a story from when I was in probably 7th grade.
Mind if I move for this story?
Sure.
Okay.
Ryan's moving to Wisconsin, guys. We're gonna be doing SuperMega over Skype from now on.
See you guys.
All right, so when I was in about sorry, I'll start now. When I was in about 7th grade,
Almost.
oh,
There
hold
we
on,
go.
there we go. All right. When I was in about 7th grade, I went on this church retreat with
Yeah.
some friends, like just a whole bunch of people. And there was this kid there who I didn't really get along with that well, but like we weren't enemies or anything. It was just
Are you about to yeah, so I killed him and nobody knows about that.
so I thought I'd just bring it up on the pod. Finally, just it's been long enough. You can't be charged for a crime that happened more than 3 years ago.
Yeah, you can. Cold case.
What?
Cold case.
You have to cut this out now. No, but anyway, there was a girl that I liked at the time, and she was on the retreat as well.
What was her name?
I can't name names in this one.
No, but like
I'll make a fake name. I'll say, let's say her name was Brittany, okay? So I really liked this Brittany girl, and I really wanted to impress her. I wanted to make a good impression on her. 'Cause
Okay.
She went to my school, and I was like, wow, this is the first time, we're hanging out outside of school. Maybe she could see that I'm like a cool dude. So, we're all kind of hanging out, and then there's this other guy. I'll give him the name of Roger, okay?
Roger.
Roger. So Roger is kind of,
Is Roger interested in Brittany too?
no.
Okay.
But we are in this auditorium, and there's a guy speaking on stage, and I'm kind of up near the front. We're all sitting on the floor, and it's a pretty big auditorium, a couple hundred kids my age in it. Brittany's in there, and I'm sitting right near Roger, like 2 or 3 people away from Roger. Just in the middle of the guy speaking, Roger accidentally let a little something out, and it started, and he just stopped for a second, and then just kept going.
You're talking about farting.
Yes.
Okay, that's
He
what you
just-
okay.
And it went on for a good 3 or 4 seconds. And then the guy on stage stopped speaking because they caught him so off guard. And Roger looks at me and just goes, "Oh, Matt!"
No, come on.
In front of the entire auditorium. He goes, "Oh, Matt, that's disgusting."
Did he pull it off?
How can I defend myself in that moment?
Because then it would no, it was him. He did
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I just remember in that moment, I felt so
Were
much
you friends with Roger?
I said we were like acquaintances.
Oh, so he did it as a dick move.
He did it because he was so embarrassed. He didn't know what to do. So he just looked at me.
It wasn't like, haha, I'm gonna embarrass
No,
Matt.
it wasn't like it. It was like he literally just threw it on someone else. Little worm. And he does that, and the girl I liked was nearby, and I'm just thinking oh my fucking
That
God. I can't
slimy
believe this
little
just
worm.
happened. And I'm just sitting there my heart's racing. I'm like, did that really just happen? Did he just pin that on me in front of everyone that I'm spending the whole weekend with at this place? So afterwards, I go up to him and I was like, what the heck was that about? Why? And I was so mad. He's like, what, dude? Well, when I started, I was like, I already let some out. I figured I wasn't going to stop. And I was just like, dude, I was so fucking pissed.
You're
And
why'd you blame it on me?
and he's like, what? I'm sorry, dude. And I was like, dude, I was furious. And telling it now, I still feel a little angry about that. That was so embarrassing.
Because it's such a shit move.
It is.
It's just like
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
You know me. Every time there's a bad smell, every time
You gotta own up to it.
I always own up to my
it's the
farts.
adult responsible thing to do.
Has there ever been a time where I've farted and I went, wasn't me?
No, honestly, I can't say it. Because
Even in a group, I
Even
will
in a
say, sorry, that was me. You
Because
guys might
it's
want. I'll try to warn you in advance.
Yeah, exactly. That's very kind of you, and I appreciate that.
Sometimes
That's the
I give you a
grown-up
little
thing.
sly smile.
Sometimes I'll be like, I know what that means.
I know.
But like, I don't. You know what, dude? I don't know where.
like a little kid, like how you tell that they pooped themselves. It's just like,
They got that face. You're like, I know what that means,
yeah.
dude. But like, for fuck's sake, Roger, wherever you are, I hope you got a sweet piece of karma for that one. I hope the same thing happened to you while you were on a date.
No, I hope like someone got killed. And then someone was like, "Oh, it was Roger."
The universe like balanced it out with that.
with like that horrific event.
Yeah, and with that Brittany girl, I found out later that she liked my best friend. So that's how that's. And no, she probably would have liked me if she hadn't thought I was a disgusting pig. Yo, I got a little story. When I was like 13, I met this girl on RuneScape.
Yes, I was hoping this is where it was going.
Like this version of RuneScape, and she had rainbow boots and armor and blonde hair. I still remember, man.
How couldn't you fall in love with a girl with rainbow boots?
No, dude, I'm serious. She was beautiful to me, and I talked to her and we played RuneScape every day together. I think she lived in like Ohio or something. And then one day I got the courage up and I was like, hey, do you maybe want to be my girlfriend on RuneScape? And she told me she already had a boyfriend on RuneScape. And I still feel that to this day a little bit. Like,
Maybe that was me, because I definitely scored on RuneScape, dude.
Holy shit.
Well, I didn't score.
I scored back in the day on RuneScape.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get pussy on RuneScape?
We danced. Dude, we danced together. We stood really close together and we're like, do you feel anything?
Did you feel it go in?
I don't feel it.
Wow, dude. Did you feel it go in?
Jesus.
You know how sometimes if you stand up too quick and you're dehydrated, everything goes white and sparkly and you get dizzy?
Yeah.
It's like that moment. Like
I
my life was
once
going
passed
fine
out
until I
that way.
I fell over and had to catch myself on a wall.
I fell into a bin of recyclables. So I literally just like blacked out and heard like and I just like woke up and I was like, whoa, and I was laying down on top of cans and shit. And then I was like, I don't think I can go to school because I passed out. And my mom was like, you should stay home. And I was like, yes.
Fuck yeah.
So all I did was get up too fast.
There were so many times I could have like lied about being sick, and I didn't. I don't know why I didn't lie.
Because you're an honest boy.
There's this
Guess
one.
so.
There's this one thing I tried when I went to the nurse's office in elementary school. When they put the thermometer in my mouth, I always tried to like breathe on the thermometer, thinking that it would make the thermometer hotter with my breath. So it's like, oh, come on, get to 90. Come on, get to 99. Get to 99.
It's not measuring that exact temperature.
I know. I was just like,
You eat like some hot sauce before you go in. Yeah, I don't really heat it up.
Oh man, dude, the school nurse was always the scariest shit for me because I have extreme. When I was a kid, my fear of vomit was unlike any other. And anytime I had to go to the nurse, I was like,
you're afraid she was gonna vomit on you?
no, because I was scared there'd be a kid there that was vomiting. And one time I went to the nurse, and this kid named Conrad came in, and the teacher was like, "Conrad's vomiting!" And he grabbed a trash can and started spewing vomit. And I was sick, and I ran out of the nurse, and I just finished the rest of the school day. It really motivated me not to go home that day.
Wow. Conrad's vomiting.
And I remember he like grabbed his stomach and lunged forward. It scared the shit out of
That's
me. man.
awesome.
He
There was-
lurched or lunged forward. If he lunges at you, that means he's game to attack.
No, I'm sorry, he lurched forward.
He's using his vomit as an attack mechanism.
That would be the greatest attack mechanism against me.
Oh, against you, yeah.
Is there like a villain that when he vomits, it can form like a solid fist and it like waves around from his mouth and shit?
That's a fucking awesome villain.
There's gotta be. Did I ever tell you the story about a kid I knew in like elementary school who like we were all just sitting on the floor listening to some presentation or whatever, and then somebody says that because that's what it reminded me of. Somebody was like, it's like he's throwing up, and I forget his name. It was like Jason's throwing up, and then we like look over to the left, and then he was just spewing on the ground, and he had you know, like that cheap brown paper that's in the bathrooms, like,
Yeah.
to like dry your hands.
Oh, that shit's
he was,
awful,
He was
man.
spewing up like pieces of it.
What?
And at the time, I was just like, oh, And I was like, I think that's the paper, but like, who would eat that? But now that I think back, it absolutely was paper, which means he absolutely was eating it.
Why the fuck would you eat that?
I don't
He
know.
was hungry.
That's probably why I was throwing up.
I ate some paper once and it was the grossest shit I've ever eaten.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's my story.
Was it a dare or?
I just wanted to try it.
I guess that's fine.
I was like, paper can't be that bad, so I tried a little bit of paper and I did not enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What if you did? What if you were like, my God,
Fuck, this shit's amazing.
God damn.
one of the funniest things was just I was in class. It was just this science teacher, and he was just an asshole, just like uptight, and like, "Rah, you guys are all stupid." Like, he'd say
He did that
all the-
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, stupid.
just he'd walk into class, fucking
Here's your assignment for today.
dumbasses. he'd like try to spit at the students. But anyways, so one day he was just facing the board and randomly just like, boom, like a big spitball landed right next to his head. He was like, he looked like super surprised. He like swallowed, turned around, like, who did this?
Who in the world did this?
You fucking kids!
Why would you ever do this to me?
It was that and that one time that I accidentally spit up
So
a
who
whole
did it?
mouthful of, I don't want to say. I made a promise that I would never tell.
I made a promise to keep.
Like,
I made a
years
promise
later.
to Joseph Hamilton. I mean, oh shit!
Go to Facebook. Fuck.
Yo,
Joseph Hamilton.
what the fuck?
I did this thing that my brother used to do,
Oh.
where like the teacher would be saying something, and it would be like complete silence, and then I would just go, "That's awesome."
God.
They always would just like turn around and they'd be like, "Okay, anyway."
I want that one teacher to be like, yes, it is awesome. Aaron, stay after class. We have a lot to talk
They never
about.
knew it was me though, because I would do like a little, throw a little stank on it. But like,
Throw a little stank on
Put a
it.
little
just be like
stank on that shit.
It'd just be like, so now when we take the 3, we have to carry it over to the 5 because the decimal point is actually over 2 places. That's awesome. Okay, well,
If I was that teacher, man, I would have been like, which fucking smart ass kid is doing this, man? I'm so done with this.
I know. Like thinking back to it now, I'm like, what a fucking obnoxious kid.
You know, one time the weatherman came into our classroom and did a presentation. And
same.
I unplugged the computer he was on.
Why?
I
know
was
it
an
was you?
asshole when I was a kid. No, I got in huge trouble. Like, the class was gathered around a computer and he was showing them something, and I climbed under the desk and I unplugged that shit.
Was this like senior year of high school?
I love how you're saying it too with like the same vitriol you had when you
Just like,
did
yeah,
it.
that
I
fucking
unplugged
nerd.
that shit.
Fucking, Charleston weatherman.
That is such a weatherman name.
Hey, I made it up to him, though, because then when I worked at Chick-fil-A in high school,
sucked his dick.
Yeah, dude, when I was in high school, I sucked the weatherman's cock.
Hey,
I made
remember
it
that
up to
time?
him though.
Remember that time I unplugged your computer? Yeah,
No.
I already know what you're gonna do. I'm so.
Guy gives a killer reach around. Holy shit, dude, he's gonna like email me and be like, I don't know you, but I heard that on this popular internet show you name dropped me, and then you talked that you sucked my dick when you were a high schooler. Should probably beep his name out.
What if he starts to like? What if he like publicly is like, okay, he doesn't deny like the allegation. He's
It like leads to this whole investigation.
And it comes out that like
Some fucking kid at your school actually did suck him off once.
all because a joke made on Game Grumps. Dude, he was the nicest dude, and I felt so bad for him because he'd come in and I'd be like, refill
Then
his
why'd you
drink.
unplug his computer if he was nice?
Because I was a dickish kid, dude.
And why'd
Why?
you still say it with the vitriol that you had at the same
was funny when I did
unplugged
it.
that shit.
It was funny when I unplugged his fucking computer.
Was it a laptop?
No, it was a fucking like big ass Dell.
So is he giving like a presentation? He's like, now kids, this is how you
He was
avoid
talking
lightning strikes.
something
And then
about
you're
the
like,
weather, man. And I was like, talk about a little lightning, and I unplugged it. That's not what I wish I'd done that. Would have been badass.
Oh yeah, the timing of it.
Yeah, I think I just unplugged it because I was like, what happens if I just kind of wiggle it? Will it happen? And then it happened. And then I just remember my teacher so mad at me. She sat me down in a chair.
Wait, so she knew immediately it was you?
Yeah, dude.
Were you like?
Because
were you,
I was
like,
under
crawling over
the desk.
They were like, wait a second. They look under the desk and you're like,
I have like the cable in my mouth. Shit, dude, we completed Cook's assistant's quest.
dude, you made the cake.
I made
We get
the
a
cake.
chef hat? Chef hat? Chef hat?
Go away. Go away.
Matt, use VATS. Use VATS.
What's VATS? Oh, from Fallout? I almost said Far Cry. The VAT system in Far Cry. God, this music's so good, guys. Yo, can I tell you, one time, this is, one time, I had a falling out with one of my friends when I was in like 8th grade, and we always played RuneScape together. And I went home one day, and I put on this old RuneScape music, and I cried.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Liar.
I'm not making that shit up. It was a really hard time for me, and I was thinking about like all the memories I have with my friend, and a lot of them had to do with RuneScape. So I
How
put on
old were
this-
you at this time? You want me to believe that you put on a fucking RuneScape soundtrack song?
Dude, whatever gets the
And cried.
emotions out, Ryan. I'm not gonna judge you for what you cry to.
So
Yeah, I know it's stupid.
not happen.
I was in middle
Did
school.
not
yes,
happen.
it did.
Did
yes,
not
it
happen.
did. It did. I put on.
You probably put on some Shania
put on
Twain,
Autumn
Britney
Voyage.
Spears bullshit.
No, it was not Shania Twain.
Oh,
Britney
I'm gonna
Spears
listen to
bullshit.
RuneScape.
I put on Autumn Voyage. I will find it for you. I put on Autumn fucking Voyage.
said-
Right here. I have it already. Hold on. I'll play it.
You were a sad little boy.
I was, dude.
Does this like bring back some
It
like,
really
sad
does.
memories?
Not sad anymore.
Making you want to cry?
My friend and I made up. We were all good.
Little sissy boy?
Not a little
Making
sissy
you wanna
boy.
cry?
No.
Come on, little sissy boy.
Guys, come on. I feel like I'm under the attack right now.
We're speaking like a true
Attack
stepdad. Sissy boy.
Hey, sissy. Imagine doing a RuneScape Let's Play with just you and your stepdad. Hey, boy,
I honestly, that might be somewhat entertaining.
pick up that gold, boy.
Just to hear.
Hey, kill that scorpion. Kill him. I'm not a high enough level. Just try.
Use your gun. There are no guns in the game.
I like how your
What
voice
the
is
fuck?
just Obama. Just go ahead and kill that scorpion.
You've never heard the booming voice of my stepdad.
I'm so glad Game Grumps are playing RuneScape. It's my favorite game. Shit's good.
I think has that type of.
He does,
Sorry, I don't
man.
want to say his name. I'll bleep that out. But
Bleep
my
it- please-
stepdad.
And please bleep out the weatherman's name too. That I said I sucked his dick, which did not happen for the record. I did not suck my local weatherman's penis when I was in high school.
Yeah, no, that's what you keep alleging.
Guys, I'm not. I need something to do in this game. I'm gonna go level up. Okay, I'm gonna go grind. A
You
little
need
bit.
something to
What
do.
you mean?
How many
I don't know
missions
anything
have we
about this
done?
game.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're going to go get our attack level up, so then we can go get some new weapons and we can use them. How does that sound?
That sounds fucking
Yeah.
dope.
Subway, eat fresh.
Here's what I want to know.
Hold on, I gotta kill the unicorn.
Did you ever log on to where'sgeorge.com?
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the website? The clone website I made in high
Where's
school.
George? No, I'm thinking of Curious George. Sorry.
No, well, first of all, before I'm interested in what you're gonna say.
God damn it.
Where's George was a website you could go to. It's probably still around, where you can like look up the ID number
Yeah.
at the bottom left of a dollar bill, and it'll tell you like where it's been.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, how does it only
How does it know?
exist because it's like crowdsourced? Like if you look up a Where's George, it just like automatically finds your IP and then like logs it.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, basically, I discovered the really hilarious meme that if you, on the back of a $1 bill, you can write a B and an R, so it says boner.
Yeah.
So I figured out you could print on money with a computer printer. So I got the font that's on the back of the dollar bill, and I figured out how to print those letters onto the dollar so it perfectly said boner and like professional font. And then I found a bonerdollar.com and put that at the bottom of the dollar. And then my friend and I made a website so you could go log in the serial code, and we did like 50 of them and released them out. And for like a year, we just looked at where they went, and they actually did not go that far. They just kind of spread around the South a little bit. One went to New York, one went to like Illinois, and then that was it.
They all disappeared.
Yep. And they're still out there somewhere. There are still boner dollars out there. I remember my mom got really upset because I put one in the offering jar at church. God, she was upset. She was so mad.
Do you
Really?
have a picture of this?
I did. I don't. Yeah, I do somewhere.
Because I want to see how well it looks.
I can see if I can find it.
Yeah.
All right. Magic Logwood. Is it Magic Logwood says, "Were there songs other than Delete It?" Yeah, there were a lot of songs other than Deleted. I straight up made an album. And I don't actually...
Did you make out like cover art and everything?
I did, man. I don't know if I have those.
That's fucking epic.
Do you want to know what my name was? I might have told you this in
Your
in
artist
private.
name?
My artist name back then.
What was your name? Matt Dog? With a YG?
It's way worse.
No, sorry, WG?
It was my artist name that I made Delete It and all these other songs under was Awesome Dude.
Awesome Dude.
That was my name, was Awesome Dude.
Awesome Dude and Rhino Hazard.
Oh
We should
shit,
start
that's
a
great,
trio.
man. Do you want to know? I can if I think hard, I can think of some of the other songs I made, which I no longer have, or maybe they're on a hard drive somewhere. I'll look for them when I go home for Christmas.
Okay.
But I made a parody of Welcome to the Jungle called Welcome to Walmart.
Welcome to Walmart. Is that how it went?
We sell something in games, everything you could ever want. Something. I don't remember. It was really bad.
Corn and ravioli.
Probably. I also made a song called Hardcore 4-Year-Old. And I still
Was that
remember
a
that one a
parody?
little bit. And no, it was just an original song. And it was like, he's just a 4-year-old and he is so hardcore and he's just... That's the song. And then I made
That's
more...
cool.
I actually showed one of these off in my science class at school. I made a periodic table of elements rap. I made... Shit, where's another one? Oh man, there's another one. And my science teacher showed off... My friend and I made a music video for the periodic table of elements rap. And he showed it off to like 4 years in a row. It was not good. It was so bad. Oh, I should email him and see if he still has it. Holy shit. And I made a rap about the news. I just remembered that one too.
Really?
I made a rap just about how great the news was.
I've only made one song, didn't record it, but it was a song that me and my cousin came up with when we were little lads, probably when I was about waist high to an average adult,
Okay.
you know, super young. We had this, I guess, running game where we would create this episodic journey, you know, make believe, except it
Yeah.
was called Mario and Luigi's Adventures. And the theme song went, Mario and Luigi's Adventures, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Mario and Luigi's Adventures, da-da-da-da-da-da. Mario and Luigi's Adventures, ba-da-da-da-da-da. But like every time we went ba-da-da-da-da-da, we'd have to freeze in a pose.
Yeah, that's great. I love that, man.
Oh, being a kid.
I made
Ah.
more. I made more songs. I don't remember what they are. Maybe in 2018, I'll see if I can find those and share them. But yes, there were plenty of songs other than Delete It.
Youth is quickly fading, my man.
R.I.P. Youth. Look at these wrinkles.
R.I.P. Youth group.
They all died.
They all died in a bus accident.
Okay, no, wait, real quick. Let me derail this to talk about that.
Did what?
I went on a youth group trip in high school, and the bus driver, we went to a snowy mountain in Tennessee to go skiing and do some like retreat in a cabin. And at nighttime, we were on a mountain road, and the bus driver goes off the edge. The bus tipped over.
What? You were in the bus?
Yeah, I was in the bus, and the bus tips, and a tree stopped it. A
Oh
tree
my
stopped the bus.
God.
But it's the two front tires are off the ground, off the edge of just like a straight, probably 45-degree drop down a huge, just like face of a hill. And there's trees there, and the bus is tilted. Everyone is just like sitting in the butt, like we can't get off because it's like if we shift the weight, like if people get off, is the bus gonna tip? So that's a story of my youth group where the bus almost tipped. And
Youth group killed by local dumbass.
we almost died, and they had to bring in bring tractors and shit in to like untip the bus. It was crazy. I was sleeping when it happened, and my friend Christian was taking a shit in the bathroom on the bus when that happened.
Oh yeah, it was a Greyhound?
Yeah,
Oh,
or like
fuck.
it was like a big bus like that.
Damn.
And it just I don't know. I don't even realize how it happened, but the bus tipped at about a 45-degree angle and then got caught by a tree. So we were all stuck like that. There's pictures of it somewhere in my old photos.
Okay.
I should show you sometime. It was crazy.
Okay.
Anyway,
Cool.
when I was a youngin', I thought I was real funny. I had a pressure washer out in my driveway, and I was like, I'm gonna draw a penis because I was a teenage boy.
Did you draw a penis?
So I pressure washed a penis into the driveway, and believe it or not, it stayed that way. So
You couldn't just pressure wash more?
no, I kind of just like didn't
just
pressure
kept-
wash the whole. So for like a couple months, there was a penis in the driveway, and I don't even know if my parents noticed.
Your parents were just That shows the state of your parents. Just like, I don't want to deal with this.
Like,
there's
I don't
there's
think
a
they
penis for a
noticed.
driveway now.
It wasn't like right, like you wouldn't notice it right when you pull in the driveway. It's near like the back of the driveway, but there was definitely.
Was there a
like,
little penis or was it a pretty big?
It was a pretty big penis.
Okay.
It was a noticeable penis. It was formidable, and it was there.
It was girthy.
It was well, it wasn't proportionally. No.
Do you remember this penis specifically? Like you can go back and imagine
like
this
I can
pressure washed
see
penis in your driveway.
I can see the pressure wash penis in my driveway, like
Okay.
very clearly. It was basically like when a teenage boy draws a penis. That's exactly what it looks like. Like you
Yeah.
can picture that in your head because you were a teenage boy and you drew penises,
I drew penises so much.
like the kid from Superbad,
Yes.
just like that. So you just picture that. That's pretty much what it was.
Just a
That's a great prank, man. Get a pressure washer. It's such a harmless prank. Go around a neighborhood, pressure wash penises into everyone's driveway.
well, when I was a kid, on one of my friends' like Spanish homeworks and shit that he had to turn in, I would sometimes take a pen and draw a penis on his homework. So he had to work really hard to scratch it away or make it look like something else before the teacher came and picked up the homework. And it was great.
I'm imagining this caused him like actual distress, and he wasn't even your friend. He's like, "Ah, no! He's like scratching it out.
Oh my god.
I remember there was this kid I knew that like he was my friend, but I always messed with him, and he drew like
Is that our way of getting away with these things? They're our friends. Yeah, we were friends.
that's like my way of being like, yeah, I used to bully this kid, but like just sound better about it. No,
When you think about it, every bully would say there's like, yeah, I had this funny little friend back in high school.
used to mess with him. We were friends, but like in reality, it's like, yeah, I used to bully the shit out of this
Yeah.
kid. He hated me. No, but we actually were friends. But he drew I think he wrote like a swear word on my science paper once while we were in class. It was like grade 7. So I was like, I'm telling on you, just to like mess with him. So I got up and I went to the teacher with my paper, and then I just asked her some like question like what time is like which period do we have lunch?
Oh, I
today?
had
Like,
people
first or
do that. I
second?
had people do that where it's like, are they actually? There was that moment when you were younger where that was the thing where it's like, is this person actually going to tell on me, or are they just doing it to fuck with me? And you'd have to wait there and agonize.
And
just
you're like, are they gonna do it?
are they gonna
Are
fucking?
they really gonna do it?
I know.
So I went up and like of course I didn't actually tell on him, but then I went and I sat back down. And I was like, she wants to see you and bring this with you. And
How
I gave him
old
the
were
paper.
you?
I was in 7th grade.
7th grade.
And
God, if you lived in London, you'd be a little pickpocket.
I know. He goes up to the desk and he takes my paper, and he hands it to her.
To
And she's like, I see him. She gives him this look, and he looks disappointed. He comes back down. He's like, "Well, I got lunch detention. Thanks for telling on me." And I was like, "I didn't tell on you. You told on yourself. And
my
you got lunch
God.
detention."
Matt, you didn't stop him from telling on
No,
himself?
it was
'Cause
funny.
It was funny.
It was funny, dude.
His dad's probably just like, my son.
My delinquent son.
Are you attracted to this, son? Are you attracted to this, huh?
Dude, I used to draw rocket
Buster?
chips. I and my mom. I remember my mom was like, "Well, there's got to be some Freudian thing there." I'm like, "Mom, what are you talking about? I'm
Yeah,
in middle
she'd like
school.
that, wouldn't
I just
she?
like drawing rocket ships." And she was like, "It's some Freudian thing. That of course you're drawing these projectiles." I'm like, "Mom, are you saying that I'm gay because I'm drawing rocket
Well,
ships?"
she's also saying she's proud because she recognizes these things. And she's like, my son is growing up the way, the Freudian way. Make your iMusic thing a little more social. Not like, likes and comments and stuff. But be able to share playlists with friends and shit like that. Like people can already do on YouTube and Spotify.
That's
You gotta
literally what
add that-
Spotify
You got to
is.
add that function.
iTunes honestly sucks, to be honest. There's like a trillion better. Like there's like Fubar. That's a really good alternative program to iTunes.
Fubar?
It's called Fubar. You can play FLAC, which iTunes does not allow you to play FLAC files.
LimeWire.
Yeah, I still use LimeWire, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember LimeWire? My sister got
Do I
LimeWire.
remember the thing that I just brought up?
No, but like, do you remember like? Did you ever use it? I guess
Yeah.
my sister got LimeWire.
I was scared using it because I thought I was going to be arrested.
There was like no better way to get viruses than LimeWire. Like my sister.
I actually got a porn virus from LimeWire, and my dad actually took the blame for it.
Aw.
I know. He was like, hey, and saw a bunch of pop-ups. And I mean, I told her it wasn't you, but can you please watch out, buddy? And
Dude.
I was like, Dad.
Ryan, your dad put like his marriage in like a small period of like rocks and like turmoil. Like that day, like their marriage was on the rocks a little bit. 'Cause she's
know.
like, my husband's looking at porn. Am I not good enough for him?
My husband's looking at lesbians licking.
Big boobs and lesbians licking.
Imagine if my stepmom thought my dad was just looking up big lesbians licking.
Big lesbians licking.
Big lesbians, just giant
Like
lesbians.
giant women.
Yeah, they're in model cities that they use in Godzilla movies.
There's an audience for that. There's a market for that. But that was very sweet of your dad.
I know. I still remember that to this day because I was like, Dad, thank you.
I looked up lesbians in the computer once when I was in middle school. And
Only once?
Well, my mom saw that the history had been cleared, and I remember my mom came downstairs and she's like, "You want to explain to me why the history was cleared?" And I was just like,
I know.
I don't know.
I'm like, I actually had something. I was like, it's, to not get viruses and stuff because it's good to like have, I can't.
I tried that one.
It was just bullshit.
That was also the day I got baptized. On the same day I got grounded for the rest of the
What
day.
age did you get baptized at?
I just got like second baptized. I was at the beach and I was at a church event.
They dunked you in the beach,
and they were
yeah.
like, "Do I want to get baptized again?" And I was like, "Sure." And they dunked me, and then I got home.
They threw you off a pier.
Just chucked me off the pier. But I got baptized, and I was feeling great. I'm like, I love life. I love God. And
I
then
remember loving God. That felt great.
And then I got home immediately, and my mom was like, "Matt, why is the history cleared?" And then I was grounded the rest of the day in my room for looking at pornographic images.
She couldn't prove it though.
Well, what my mom threatened was, she said if I didn't give her an answer, she would take the computer to a specialist and have the history pulled back up.
She would not go through the trouble to do that though.
Well, that's what she said. Well, actually, you know what? Really,
I don't think your mom's that.
It worked
rigid.
though. She got me. But true story. One time the history was cleared. I had not looked at anything and I had not cleared it. But she made that threat again. And in my mind, I'm like, well, she's gonna do that. What if she sees all the stuff I have looked at in the past? So I fessed up to something I didn't even do, and I got grounded for it.
Anne, hasn't she learned anything from our justice system? There needs to be like a little parent court system.
Like kids could take their parents to court
Yeah.
or stuff.
Like it's a little baby court.
Yeah, but then my mom could get a subpoena
They have
for
beanbags.
Yeah, and my mom could get a subpoena for my search history, and then
Oh, jeez.
not that I looked at anything bad, but that's my private search.
You guys know I got in trouble in elementary school because my school had like a mail system where you could mail other students in other classes. And I found a really clever poem that went, we gave you a chance to water the plants, but not that way, so zip up your pants. And I mailed it through the school's mailing system, and then like a teacher like knocked on the classroom door and was like, "I need to speak to Matthew." And I came outside and she was holding my letter and she's like, "Look at, what is this?" And I was like, "It's a poem I read in a book." And I got in trouble.
You weren't like, "That's a federal offense, miss, and I will take you to fucking jail."
What are these little puffballs here?
That's like the time
It's a
I went
lucky
to the
space.
principal's
Oh, should I go
office
for that or
over
the
Yeah, sure.
mushroom?
Gives you
drawing
extra
George
coins
Bush
and
as a
stuff.
monkey.
You can't get the mushroom.
Oh, you're right. I can't. Wow.
Can you tell Aaron and Dan that story?
What a clowning.
What
Should
story?
I get the ally? I can't get him either.
No, you gotta pay the
focus, they need to
swamp anyway.
focus.
So
Oh, no, I
focus on
can.
their
Oh,
game.
my God, I can't.
I guess
This
they
is
don't care about
agony.
their friends.
yeah, you really got to be careful with these movements. We're getting pretty screwed right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to be careful about. We can only just hope for the best.
Yes, get
Nice.
that golden 30.
Do it.
Really?
I think so.
Do it.
As long as we can still afford the...
We can afford the stars.
I mean,
It warps
it's worth
close
it.
to a star.
Especially, it works one space away from it.
Yeah, so you still need that on.
You're gonna get that.
Did you guys know that when Ryan was in elementary school, he drew George Bush as a monkey? And
It was middle school, man.
middle school. and
George
he had
Bush
to go
did look like a monkey.
Dan,
What?
that's so
And he
unbelievably
smelled like
offensive.
one, too. Got him.
He did. You've never seen that picture of him like next to a monkey and they look exactly the same. It's so funny.
It's like, put that picture up, it's just two chimps next to each other.
But he had to go to the
Oh.
principal's, and the principal told him it was like a federal offense or something, or he could call the
To make
police.
fun of the
They
president.
said they would call the police because it's like they take it very seriously. That
That's
I drew,
absurd.
Well, also I think we drew his penis as well.
Oh,
Me and a
that
friend-
does change things.
Well, yeah. I mean, that does make it a crime.
Yeah.
Pull it
I
together.
remember
Just gotta mash.
Oh boy, you're
my mom was a teacher at the elementary school I went to, and there was this weird kid, and he drew comics with his friend, and I remember they drew SpongeBob and Patrick with their penises out.
Yeah.
And my mom saw them looking at it, and she goes, "Bring that here!" And the kid ran across the hall and like grabbed it as fast as he could. My mom snatched it from him, and then he had to go to the principal.
Did somebody say Legos? I remember when I was a kid, I was like terrified of like being immoral, and I saw I remember like I went on E-Bombs World once on the family computer, and I remember I saw something like inappropriate, and I like freaked out, and I like turned off the computer, and I went downstairs, and I like told my mom, I was like, Mom, I saw this inappropriate thing on E-Bombs World. And she's like, that's okay. And like I was like freaking out. I remember one time I accidentally saw
All right.
Your mom's like, Jesus.
She's like, whoa, really? Can I see?
I remember I saw this like Schoolhouse Rock like sex ed clip where they were like putting on a condom. It might have not been real. I don't think they did
No.
that video.
No.
Okay, that was
What are you talking about?
Okay, never mind. Then it was like a fake one. But I remember
So it was a porn.
No, it was like a drawing of like this like Schoolhouse Rock characters, but they were like showing you how to put on a condom, and it showed like a cartoon penis. And I remember I saw it by accident, and I freaked out, and I went and like confessed to my mom that I accidentally saw pornography when it was just like a cartoon penis.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean that's still with me to this day.
Is it one of those things that like makes you cringe even today still?
Yeah, absolutely. I cringe that I saw it.
Wow.
It upsets me to the deepest degree.
I gave a Canadian quarter to the ice cream man, and he shamed me for it. Like he was like, "What is this? What does this say?" And like made me read it out. And he was like, "I'm giving you the ice cream anyway, but don't do this again."
Jesus Christ!
And I still like to this day, I'm like, ugh,
Why?
ugh,
Wait,
like,
why
makes
did
me
that? Why
cringe.
was he like that? Why
He's just an asshole.
He's like, don't give him a quarter?
No,
it's
you gave him a Canadian quarter by
Oh.
Did you do it on purpose?
No, I just grabbed change out of a thing.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
What? Maybe it was worth more. Like maybe the conversion like was what? Maybe it's like 28 cents in USD.
Oh shit, maybe it is.
And he actually lost out on that deal. So you got to keep the ice cream and your Canadian quarter. You ever think about that, Aaron?
No, I still gave it to him.
After he was so
Rude about
snide to
it?
you?
Maybe he. Oh man, I don't remember if he took it or not.
I remember the ice cream man.
But yeah, he
and
sucked. I didn't go to the ice cream man for like fucking weeks after that. So he lost out on that deal.
my
Was
ice cream,
he the ice cream man, or was this
Yeah.
a place called the Ice Cream?
No, he was the dude
Okay.
in the truck.
Okay, yeah.
The fucking like off tune whatever the entertainer. Yeah.
my ice cream man got shot and killed. I'm serious.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what circumstance it was in, but he got shot and killed.
I'm sorry. I didn't
True
mean to
story.
laugh
He
at
really
He
did.
probably ran out of the SpongeBob pop.
that. How do you know that? Was it on the news?
You know what? This was a word of mouth thing.
Wait,
so
Matt.
it might not have actually been but I remember growing up that affected me, and until now it's been truth. But I never did confirm it with the news. I just knew it was like people talked about it. So it could have just been
Matt.
like a rumor.
Godzilla's going through downtown LA right now. Just take my word on it.
I was a kid though, and the time about the ice cream man got
Took it
shot.
into
Yard
adulthood,
lie,
and you
dude.
didn't even question.
I never
it.
because okay.
School hard yard lie.
For a second, I was like, "Am I just misunderstanding him?" I'm like, having a stroke. No, because like I was told that, and it was a truth to me, and I just never questioned it until right now.
Some kid was getting shamed for not having like a popsicle, and then like, why didn't you get popsicle? Oh, because the ice cream man got shot and killed.
Ice cream man got iced.
So I don't know. I couldn't get it.
The ice cream man got iced and creamed. You know what I'm saying?
then
I might
you
feel
were-
awful if he did get shot, and here I'm making fun of him.
Well, he's dead. He's not going to be offended.
That's true.
He's been long dead too.
Been long dead, like many.
Like enough time for his family to just
Probably like a
like,
decade.
who is that? Oh yeah, that's him.
Oh, right. This guy in our family. Yeah.
When you die, like your family just forgets about you in like 3 years. It's like who? Matt?
How old were you when you heard this?
His
tall
name on
tale?
the family tree is just Ice Cream Man.
They forgot his name. Ice cream man parentheses shot. I think I was like 12 or 13, so about 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, that's so weird.
What, that the ice cream man got shot?
Well, that you were 13 10 years ago. I was 24.
Jesus.
You were
That's
older
how
than
old I
me.
am now. I'm 24 right now.
Dude,
when you're like, damn.
I was your age when you were getting told tall tales about a fucking iced ice cream man.
Wait, Aaron, are we just 10 years apart?
87. You 97?
Oh, I'm 94. No.
I'm 96, so you're 9 years older than me.
Okay.
So I went to go search the ice cream man. This is my last Google search on my phone.
Hillary Clinton hot.
I wanted to. I was thinking about her last night, and I was thinking like, was she hot when she was young? She was. She was. In fact, if you look, I saved like a bunch of pictures of Hillary Clinton on my phone when she was young. I gotta look up this Ice Cream Man shit.
Okay.
You're gonna look up Ice Cream Man shot in Charleston.
Ice
and you
cream-
expect to find like this like novel article of like local ice cream man and loved like.
You want to talk about young hot people? Who was like the ideal hotness when you were young?
Like who would I like our celebrity crush?
Like who was like the moment or like the image or whatever where you were just like, oh my god, that's so hot.
Britney Spears when she's getting out of the car and her vagina's showing. I remember I saw that picture when I was like 11, and I was like, and that was like the first thing I ever jerked off to.
I remember.
Whoa.
I remember my sexual awakening. The thing that spiked it. It was a Pink song. And
Oh yeah,
yeah.
this story.
It was what is it? Going Out? Was that the name of the song? I'm going out and again.
Oh, is
the
it the-
party started. I'm coming
And
up.
it's when
I'm
she
coming.
says, "You'll be kissing my ass," and I'm like, oh, kissing her naked butt. I was like, what? Whoa. Why does she want me to do that? I remember I was just like, I feel these things when she says that. Sure, I'll.
I really feel those lyrics.
So it was just the thought of kissing a naked butt when I was a little boy. I was like, whoa. So
Wow.
Pink, if you're out there, thank you.
Hey man, if you want to get a naked butt kissed,
It would be a great.
yeah, Ryan McGee here.
It'd be an honor for him.
It would be an honor if like Pink, just for like the cover of like some magazine, like offered to have me like just kiss her ass, but not in like a weird sexual way. Even
Well,
though
it is sexual.
it was the
because that's
awakening
the
of my-
context.
But now it's like it comes. I want it to come full circle.
Ryan
Go
McGee.
full circle.
Ryan McGee, you tell me right now,
Okay.
if you had Pink in front of you
Mm-hmm.
with her exposed buttocks,
If she
and you had to place your lips upon that, you wouldn't be.
If she asked
that
me
junk
to,
wouldn't
right?
wiggle a little bit.
what? No, like there would be. I'd
How
go
old is Pink now?
old enough.
She's like in her late 30s,
Late 30s.
maybe.
So what? I'm still a rock star. I got my rock moves, and I don't need you.
39
And
years
guess
old.
What? 39.
39.
Pink's pushing 40.
Yeah.
Did you still kiss the butt, Ryan?
So is Christina Aguilera. She's 37.
So I was gonna say, Christina Aguilera in the Dirty music video
Oh.
was like top tier.
Y'all want to know what was my my biggest crush as a kid?
Who?
Was the girl in Spy Kids 3D Game Over who played? She had it was like Junie's girlfriend.
Yep.
And she was like actually fake. She was like a hologram. I had the biggest crush on her.
She was, like, gothy and-
so much that at school I was in first or second grade at the time. I remember I wanted to be a spy kid, and I made my own like gadgets out of like cardboard and shit. And I made her like a cardboard ID, and I would carry it around because it was my girlfriend, like in my fictional world.
This was in high school?
Yes, I was in 12th. I was a senior in
Okay.
high school.
I did that shit too.
Yeah, really. And I threw it away at lunch because I had it on my little styrofoam tray, and I put my girlfriend's ID card. And when I say girlfriend, this is hypothetical. I still remember her name, like the actress's name.
Yeah.
And it was on
And
my and
what's his
I
name?
think it's Courtney Gines. I think.
Was she okay? Before
Jimes?
before I Google this, was she underage in Spy Kids?
Yes.
Yes, but I was I
Okay,
was
well,
I
then
was Aaron. I was in first grade at the time. She was
Yeah.
like my age, so I was like biggest crush in the
Well,
world.
yeah. I mean, it's like, whatever. You're a kid.
So I had her little girlfriend ID on my lunch tray, and I accidentally threw it away. And I didn't realize this until like the next period, and I freaked out. And I was asking if I could like go to the cafeteria to look for it, and they wouldn't let me. And I lost it. So like that was my first breakup, I guess. This was the first time I got dumped.
Wow.
The first time I got dumped, I didn't even know I was in a relationship. I got off the bus, and this girl who had a crush on me was like grabbed my phone and started running away, and I was like, fuck, god damn it. So I chased after her, and she's like,
Beat her into a pulp.
give me a hug and I'll give you your phone back. And I was like,
Ooh.
no. She's like, okay then. Then she did the whole thing where she went up. She's like, kiss me. I'm gonna throw or I'm gonna throw this phone over the
This shit never
fence."
happened to me.
And I was like, she was crazy.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, well, obviously if she did this. And then she was just like, So kiss me or I'm going to throw your phone over the fence. I was like, no, no. And then she was like, okay. And then she threw my phone over a fence, and there was a dog over the fence. So it was like one of those Sandlot
It's like
moments
the Sandlot, yeah.
where I had to like crawl over and like kind of like look for the dog. And then I saw that it was like in its house, and I had to jump over quickly, grab my phone. And it was like, and it came out with the chain and everything. And it was one of those like I'm hopping over, and it's like one. Like,
I love how Pooch is
clambering
barking.
up.
Pooches.
I love when Pooch was like, it's so funny, dude. It's like rapid fire barking.
But yeah,
But you were in a relationship with her?
no. I mean, she thought.
That's insane, dude. I mean, I had the first time I ever asked a girl out. I was in 6th grade, and there's this girl I really liked, and I was like too scared to ask her out. I was not ready for a girlfriend yet, but like a word got out that I liked her, and this kid named Tyrese.
Gibson?
No, I wish though. No.
Who's Tyrese Gibson?
Fast and Furious, right?
No.
No.
He went and told her, or he was like he was telling me like, you know, you got to ask her out. Like she wants you to ask her out. I had talked to her and she wants it, and I was so scared. But I was like, he started like bullying me all day, being like listen, like you're a baby if you don't ask her out, you're a pussy. And I was like, oh no. So before final period, I saw her walking, and I went up to her, and I'm not kidding. I went, hey, I'll go out with you if you want. And she goes,
I'll do you the honor of going out with you.
she goes, I was like, Tyrese said, you know, it's a never mind. And she's like, yeah, okay, never mind, it's fine. I'm like, no, don't worry about it, it's fine. And then walked away. That was the first time I asked a girl out.
Wow.
Really romantic, right?
You know the first time I asked a girl out?
When?
I didn't get to ask her out. She's a girl that sat in front of me in a class, and she was really pretty, and I don't know if she liked me, but she was like really sarcastic and would like joke around with me a lot. And I was like, oh wow, I feel like this is the first girl I could like ask out, because it seems like she's like interested and like she's pretty. And then summer break came, and I was like, oh man, next year we're gonna be in the same classes, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her out. I'm gonna ask her on a date, and we're gonna go on a date. And then she died in a car accident.
What?
Over the summer.
What?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
That
There was
plot
a part
twist.
of me that was like, well, I couldn't. Then I was like, oh. I was going to make a joke and be like, what, is she dead now? But, you know,
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
hindsight.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. I was
Jesus
very upset.
Yeah.
Because she was cool. She was really nice to me, and she was like one of the only people in that class in particular that was like I felt like was actually nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bummer.
That is an extreme bummer.
Yeah.
Also a odd, like kind of wake up call when you're young to be like, oh shit, people my age die.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, you gotta just go for it.
But
not be weirdly persistent.
you gotta get that bread, gamers. And by bread I mean a girlfriend. But not don't be creepy about it. You know,
Yeah.
if they respect the boundaries.
And if they reject you, then you have permission to like curse them out and like
let's stalk them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's all.
Well,
That's what I've seen online. That's what I've seen people.
Yeah,
do,
yeah. Well, no. That's
No,
No.
no.
Wait, what?
You don't do that.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just
There's got to be someone who's still alive from those days who still talks with a transatlantic accent, like a really old person.
Has his own like AM radio show.
Yo, fuck this YouTube bullshit. Let's start it. Let's put SuperMega Cast on AM radio. Fuck Spotify. Fuck iTunes. Let's do
Okay.
Yeah,
AM
dude. Let's
radio.
just unmonetize everything.
It'll remove all the bass from our voice and just be like, hey, welcome back to SuperMega Cast.
And if
Well, that's
if,
pretty good. That really does eliminate a lot of the bass.
And if
thank
you
you.
subscribe, like we'll set up a subscription service, much like NPR. So if you subscribe to our like AM radio station, then you get a free leftist tears mug.
Yes, you do. Why is it like so much AM radio? Just like old dudes talking about like why is it specifically AM radio? It's like a bunch of like conservative.
It's people who pay to have airtime, right?
Yeah.
So it's people who don't understand that you can just do it for free.
On the internet.
Yeah. So people who don't use the internet.
I would love to have an AM radio show. AM in the AM. Welcome back to AM and AM.
For some reason, whenever I hook up my phone, I still have like a system in my car where you have to like hook up the aux cable and the USB cable for it to like work. Whenever I plug in the USB cable, it for some reason like automatically sets to the AM radio station, but it changes. Like it's not consistent. Like sometimes it'll turn on one like a Mexican station, and other times it'll turn on like a weird like right wing political station, and it's always the weirdest shit. Whenever I turn it on, it's like we're talking to the author of The Bloody Placenta, and she's here to tell. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I like really want to turn on my music, but I'm like, I kind of want to listen to this to hear where the fuck this is going. Yeah, it's good shit.
I had a microwave as a kid.
No.
Well, it was like it was like a family microwave, but it ended up in my closet. This is the weirdest shit. I don't know how it worked, but the microwave, the inside of the microwave would play radio, like very, very faint radio. When I had it in my closet, I could put my ear inside the microwave and hear the radio. I don't
play radio.
Yeah, like I could. It would play the movie Radio. I don't know how it worked though, but like I could if I got close enough, I could hear like coming from the inside of the microwave, like
That's like a portal
like a
to
radio
hell.
station.
It's fucked up.
I don't know how it fucking worked. Maybe there was like something inside could like pick up radio signals. I don't know how it played it out loud though, but it was like so faint. But it was inside the microwave, or maybe I just had schizophrenia.
Until you fucking slit the throat of Ryan Elias McGee.
More like Ryan Smelly Ass McGee. Ow! Fuck! Stop! Stop! I just beat me with a fucking pillow. I'm sorry.
I'll beat you with my cock next, little man.
Don't do that.
I'll beat off.
Okay, you sure? It's not in front of me.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I'll do it right now. What would you do?
If you just started jerking off in front of me?
If I started getting my little willy hard and I started beating off, man, what
Dude,
would you do?
did you ever have friends that would just like jerk off in front of you as a kid?
No, I know you did.
I had this one friend that I was hanging out at his house and I just turned around and he's just like jerking off and I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Did you
He's
sit
like,
there and watch till he came?
Yeah, he came right in my face.
Right in my face, dude.
No,
I just
but
wanted to experience it. It was
I
like
remember-
Shamu's like fucking show.
But it was
I
like
was in the splash zone, baby.
I'd wear a tarp. It was weird though, and I went home and I told my mom. I was like, "Mom,
My friend came in my face.
he was jerking off in front of me," and she was like, "That's weird, sweetheart." She has a really deep voice, but like,
She's such a deep soul.
she is, man. Dude, prison sounds like like. Okay, here's something for the comments. For listeners who have been not jail, but like prison for an extended time, what are your stories like? What was it like? How did it change you? Like, what was it like coming back to the real world? And like, what was the biggest struggle? And just some crazy stories. I'm genuinely curious if any listeners that have been to prison, like, why did you go? And what did you have to deal with while you were there? I've never been to a prison. Have you?
No.
Like, because I know they can do tours, but that sounds so unfun. It's like, hey, let's go to the place where they keep people in cells all day.
I just went to
kill
like
people.
a holding cell place once because my mom had to interview cellmates,
Really?
like to write reports of like crimes and stuff like that down. So like, I remember one time I just ended up there. I didn't actually see anybody, but I remember it's like just like people behind another door.
Were they
that-
scraping their tin mug?
Yeah,
on
they
the-
had
on
their
the bars
harmonica.
going-
They had their harmonica. They had their little fucking jail dog with
See,
them.
that sounds fun,
with,
man.
With the keys.
Being locked in a cell, you got someone on the top bunk playing harmonica. Got another guy slamming his little metal.
It's like
tin.
Shawshank Redemption
Yeah,
days.
you know,
Back in the good old days when you wore black and white.
the pinstripe suits.
Are there no more pinstripe? Are they just like orange now?
I'm sure probably there's pinstripes.
When did it go from pinstripe to orange?
I think orange is easier to see, and that's why they did that. Because it's like easier to spot from afar. Because orange. That's why like life rafts and lifesavers are orange. So when they throw them out in the ocean, you can see 'em.
Lifesavers?
Yeah, the rings.
Oh,
That they throw off of ships so someone can grab on and have their life saved. They're orange because it, sticks out from the water.
I've only seen the red and white ones.
Okay,
The
Ryan.
little
Well, orange
buoys?
stands out a little more, I think.
Yeah, it does.
It's the exact opposite color on the spectrum. Don't fight me on this. Jesus
Eyes
Christ.
squinting and everything.
Blinking really hard. What if I talk like this? Hey guys, welcome back to Super Mega
I
Cast.
wouldn't judge you. People actually have lisps.
This is like a hardcore like, yo, welcome back to the Super Mega Cast. I hope you're having a great day. That'd honestly be awesome. I wish I knew someone whose voice was like that. Like, I love lisps. I think lisps are like the coolest vocal trait.
Turn
What's
you
up?
on? Does it fucking turn you on?
No, it doesn't turn me
Get you
on.
rock
Don't turn this
hard.
into a sexual thing, Ryan.
fucking-
Jesus. Are you getting hard over there,
Get
dude?
your pebbles in a squeeze.
I'm not getting my pebbles in a squeeze over nothing. The only thing I like is a woman's breasts, Ryan. That's the only thing in this world that turns me on, honest to God.
What about her nipples?
I said breasts, Ryan. That includes nipples.
Areolas?
That includes areolas.
Veins?
Sure. If they're part of the breast, it's a breast.
Moles?
Sure.
Bumps?
I'm sure. A boob is a boob, Ryan. That's a Dr. Seuss
See, I was
book.
hoping you'd do the responsible thing. And then when I said bump, say I would be the responsible adult and tell her to check herself because that could be something serious. But you didn't. It's all about you and sex, drugs, and rock and roll with you, Matthew.
What if I was just, those are the three things I was into. Like, that was my personality, was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Like, all I did was have sex and always tell you about it. I just did all these drugs, and I was just obsessed with rock and roll.
I
dude.
love hearing about when my friends have sex. Whenever they come to me and go, I banged, I'm like, rad.
I'm like, cool, dude. Are we in 9th grade? It's like I don't really care about the details, you know. I've had friends that just overshare their sex life info way too much, and I'm like, dude,
Do you want to know about my sex life?
yeah, dude, let me tell. Ryan doesn't tell me anything about his sex life.
I guess I don't. I guess I
I don't tell you anything about mine either, because that's for
That's
me.
right. You just
and
send
the
it to me on
bedroom.
Snapchat.
Yeah, I like to send Ryan videos of me having sex with elderly women. on
And then I'm like,
Snapchat.
cool. And then you don't send me anything afterwards. And then you just send me a picture of the girl laughing. And then, who was that? They looked very familiar in that Snapchat now that I'm kind of picturing it back.
oh, you mean Cecile?
No.
I just want to know, dude, would you still be my friend if your
What?
mom married me?
No.
So if I married your mom, if she split with her husband and married me, you still wouldn't be able
Hey,
to be my
Mom?
friend?
Yeah, baby.
Have you been Snapchatting Matt recently?
No, why?
Okay, good. I was just making sure.
Okay.
He was telling me that you were sending him lewd pictures.
No, like, that's not true.
I would,
That's not
I
true,
would
Miss
never
Cecile.
do that.
Well, never say never, Ma.
Well,
What do
I
you mean
don't
she
think
would
I
never do
it to
that?
Matt.
Like, am I ugly?
Ooh. Huh? Oh, Matt's asking, is it because of is he ugly?
No, it's because he's too sweet and innocent.
You like them bad boys.
No, I would never.
What
do
if I
that
was a
to
bit of a
any-
bad boy
any
myself? What if I wore like a leather jacket and drove a hog?
You guys are sick. You guys are sick.
I'm sorry. I love you, Ma.
No,
I love you.
baby.
Okay, what are you
I love
up to?
too.
What are you up to?
Me and my friend Katie are eating dinner at yesterday.
Oh, I'm so glad that we decided to talk about this while you're at
I
dinner
know,
with
I'm
your
sure
friend.
I'm sure she's thrilled.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, baby.
Would she
Would she?
possibly send?
No.
Okay, okay,
No, she
okay.
would not.
What's wrong with asking?
Okay. Thanks, Ma.
I love you.
Love you too, Ma.
I love
Bye,
you.
baby.
Bye.
Bye.
I will. Bye.
I had no idea you had her dialing. Did you cover up the speaker?
I did.
That just you just launched that on me.
I did.
Like, Ryan, fucking maybe I got to get a hog now. Start driving a hog around.
Leather
Just
jacket.
up and down the street.
Have a
where your
fucking
mom lives,
bandana, like one of those red bandanas wrapped around your heads.
and those aviator sunglasses, and do some tune-ups in the driveway when she's walking to her car to work, and be like, "Oh hey, just working on my hog out here,"
Get some jeans that are too long and then cut them at the ankles with scissors.
or just wrap them around my shoes. So I just they're way too long, and I just tie them in knots around my shoes.
You rubber band them around your shoes.
Dude, I remember my shoelaces were too long when I was a kid. So the substitute teacher told me Matthew, just tie them around your shoes. So he tied my shoelaces all the way around the bottom of my shoes and back again, and then they just got tremendously dirty. And I was like, why did he do this? Why didn't I just tuck them into my shoe? Why did he tie them all the way around my whole shoe so I could step in muddy puddles and get my white shoelaces permanently ruined?
I remember that when I didn't quite know how to tie shoes yet. If I saw they were untied, I would just stick them into the sides of my shoe.
I still do that. If I got extra shoelace, I just tuck them in.
You're a big baby.
I'm not a fucking big baby, Ryan. What am I gonna do with all this extra lace?
Cut it and re-sew it.
What?
You don't sew shoelaces in. Silly. You feed them through like a fishing
I don't
line.
understand why some shoes come with such long shoelaces. It's like, did you guys plan this when you were making the shoes? It's like, did you decide to make the shoelaces 3 feet long for the shoe? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you get a pair of shoes, and even when you double knot it, the shoelaces are still like a foot long on
They
each
look so
side.
goofy.
And it's like, what the hell?
They look like how I would draw shoelaces, like on a
I'm
cartoon,
not a cartoon
character.
It's like, I'm never gonna need this much shoelace. No matter, like, maybe they're expecting you to lace it like really intricately, but it's like, if I'm gonna do that, I'll buy some special laces.
Yeah,
But for the standard
or some
shoe,
better shoes.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna fucking. I don't need 6 feet of lace. I'm gonna get a pair of shoes that legitimately has 6 feet of lace. So then I make my loops like 3 feet big.
I need to get 6 feet of lace for your mom. She's a tall woman.
You shut the fuck up.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I walked right into that one. Damn it.
You did.
I watched the newest episode of Family Guy where Peter Griffin goes to work for Donald J. Trump in the White House.
And you laughed your ass off.
What a funny situation Seth MacFarlane has created. I could not believe the tears coming out of my eyes and how much in pain my sides were in.
Wasn't a good episode, I assume?
No, it was fantastic,
Oh,
Brian. I'm
okay.
talking about how funny it was. I was on.
What
I
are
had
the funniest bits?
I had to pause it probably
Top 3
4
funniest
times.
bits.
Okay, so when
Number
they,
3.
when they drew Donald Trump, they made his hands tiny.
Really?
Yeah,
Did they put Cheeto dust on his fingers?
his face was bright orange, dude. And best of all,
Uh-oh.
there's even jokes about Donald Trump fucking his daughter.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are of that, though? That he's fucked his daughter?
I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Some goofy stuff's been happening as of late in the past few years. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it... I'm not,
Like, you
I'm not
can't put
trying to
anything
judge
out of
his
the realm.
character. I'm just trying to say it's...
I
From
mean,
from things that he's said.
Judge him by his own words, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he said to that girl at the Miss Universe pageant who was like
Like the 11-year-old?
yeah, and he's like, if you were older, I would make you my girlfriend. It's like, well, that's not a normal thing to say to an 11-year-old girl, but you do you, man. Actually, don't do you. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't say that to an 11-year-old girl. That's weird. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
I'm not a fan.
100%. I am with you on this one.
But
But
the Family Guy episode was hysterical. It was actually butt fucking awful, dude. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I was like, wow.
all the jokes that we've heard before, all the...
Well, the thing is, like,
Did it
it's
just
a year
feel like
late
all
to
the
all the
late,
jokes.
Did it feel like all the late night jokes put into one episode of Family Guy?
All the late night jokes from a year and a half ago. Because, you know, to make a Family Guy episode, they got to get animated and stuff. So I guarantee they wrote this back in like mid 2017.
That's why South Park is always on
Because
point.
South Park's so.
They can create like what, one episode in a week?
Yeah, 6 days.
Yeah.
They make every episode the week of.
God, that
apparently.
documentary is so good. If you haven't seen it, I think it's called 6 Days to Air
Yeah.
or something like
6
that.
days out or something. It's a great. It's about how they make South Park, and they literally make the episode 6 days before it airs. So
it's really good,
relevant.
and it's always like topical. I think I fell out of South Park, and now I'm watching the most recent season, and I think it's a good season.
I still like South Park.
This is a good season. So,
South
I
Park's a
think
great
it's
show.
done. I think they ended with 10 episodes this season.
Well, that's a short season.
I think they started doing shorter seasons.
I really in that documentary it like shows them in the writing room, and this is back in 2011, and he's like they have like a whiteboard with a bunch of notes, and Trey Parker's like, yeah, right now we're trying to figure out how to make the Japanese tsunami funny, but don't think we can really do that one because it was like 2 days after the Japanese tsunami in 2011. They take everything and just
Their writing rules are really good too. Like, I think it's I'm not gonna get it verbatim, but I think they said that if you're going from one event to the other in like a story, and if the words and then are in there, then it's bullshit, and you need to make it because this happened and so or something like that. Like you don't make it and then because it's just one event after the other. They all have to like lead into each other.
That's really smart.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's really good. I watched this video of them kind of explaining their writing room stuff.
They animate it in Maya, I think, which is like it's actually like a 3D realm they animated in,
Mhm.
with just the little everything's like a 3D object. They just move back and forth and stuff. So I thought it was kind of cool. It's good. Like the original South Park, like the pilot was actually construction
Stop
paper,
motion,
right?
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, construction paper. Like they would just actually change each frame and move everything around, which that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I tried doing something like that based on South Park when I was like 12. It looked real bad. Also, when I was young, I wanted to make animations, but I didn't know how to do it on the computer. So I would get index cards, draw each frame, and then I would hold it up with my hand in front of the camera and then do the voices while I was holding it up. And I thought that it was like a legit show I was working on.
Dude, what I did with the stop motion when I was a kid, I would film legitimate stop motion, except with a video camera, it was like record, stop. So it would be like,
Oh, same. I did that all the
I would
time.
do that, but then when I did the voices, I'd do a close up of the person and shake them and be like, meh, 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 and like actually do the voice and go back to doing stop motion. And sometimes I'd have to be like, oh wait, don't stop, hey, whoa, like that type of shit.
Oh yeah. I do the same thing. Actually, I have probably 3 or 4 cassette tapes of this show I made called Random Bricks with a Z, and it was like a Lego show, and I wrote out all these characters, and my friend and I made it, and we had the most fun time. There's gotta be like 2 hours worth of those episodes. I should find that and burn them and like upload them to SuperMega.
No.
Okay.
That dude's here. He has my knife.
That was scary.
I would like my knife back, sir, but I don't want to waste ammo.
Just ask him nicely. Tell his mom.
Fuck.
Did you tattle a lot as a kid?
Dude, is he not dead?
What thing? No, he's dead.
Oh, okay. Should I use some herbs or should I wait till I get in the red?
Wait until you get in the red.
Okay.
Did you tattle a lot as a kid?
No.
So you were.
Because I also didn't want to get in trouble.
You weren't a rat. You weren't a narc.
Were you a little rat?
Oh yeah.
Rat Watson?
Oh, how do you think I got the name?
Always the youngest.
No,
I wouldn't know. I'm an only child.
It was-
My parents hate me.
Yeah,
You stay at home alone all the time.
We don't want to give him the gift of a brother. Nah. But don't you think Ryan would be much more happy growing up with a brother? Yeah, but
Oh.
look at you. Yeah, I would tell a lot, but it'd be like the secret type of telling where like they piss me off and I go to my mom, be like, Mom? Or the teacher would be like, yeah, they called me a dumbass.
Why would you tell on those people?
Just because they did something worth telling on. I remember when I was in 5th grade, I was sitting at a table, and there was this girl at my table, and this is when Sexy Back by JT came out. The man himself, the king of pop. I'm bringing sexy back. Hey, you motherfuckers don't know how to act.
that
And
an
I remember
actual fucking
she
thing?
sang that line to herself, and I heard her say it, and I was like, and I went and I told on her, and she got in trouble. But I just remember like, it was one of those things where like, I didn't want to tell, but I was like, I felt like I had to, and she was
What do you
giving
mean
me
you
this.
felt like you had to?
I felt compelled, like guilty, like I have to tell on her, and she
What?
she gave me this look, and I still remember this day the look in her eyes that was like, Matt, we've always been like on really good terms. I've never said anything bad to you. Like, I think you're a cool guy. Why? Please don't do that. And like that's the feeling
Like,
I got
to
from her.
tattle on you?
And I went and I tattled, and she gave me this look, and she got called to the teacher and got in trouble. And she didn't say anything to me after that. She didn't make like a comment like that sucked. You told on me. She just like sulked. She was sad about it. And I feel horrible to this day.
You should.
So I don't
fucking
even remember
tattled
your
on
name. Some girl, you're out there.
Oh my god.
You're probably working 9 to 5. Maybe you have a kid by now. I don't know. But I'm sorry for tattling on you in the 5th grade when you sang the line from Sexy Back that said motherfuckers. But to be fair, you shouldn't have been saying that word in 5th grade, okay?
You are just a little rat, aren't you? Jesus.
Well, Ryan, would you want your 5th grader saying that word? I don't think so.
I wouldn't. You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly. You would want a kid to tell on them so they could learn it's wrong. Can we go to an elementary school just to be like, just to tell on kids? Like we just hang out on the playground and just like when we see someone do something bad, we just go tell on them immediately.
We're the Tattling Cunts, and we're coming to your elementary school this year.
The 2nd grade class will be very excited to find out the Tattle Cunts will be coming this week. Yay!
The Tattle Cunts.
The class which gets the most tattles will get a pizza party.
Oh boy.
Do you remember when a pizza party was like the biggest fucking deal?
Oh god, yeah.
Like you'd
And
work
you got
your
to
ass
watch
off.
a movie too.
Yeah, but you would work your ass off 9 weeks of school just to get a pizza party when like now as an adult you can just buy order a pizza any night. And it's like, wow, I really
Ooh.
worked my ass off 9 weeks for one slice of cheese pizza that's already cold. But it was still fun. Can we have a pizza party? Let's do a pizza party soon.
Matt, you can just come over to my place and have pizza. You don't need a pizza party.
Yeah, but it's not as fun. Like if we plan like let's have a pizza party. I love how that's like a type of party. It's just a regular party. You don't have to call it a pizza party. You know? It's like if you get wings at a party, you're not gonna call it a wing party.
I don't even know where he is now.
He went back to be with mommy.
I'm gonna let him find me.
I hear him.
Oh.
Ryan McGee? Were you watching porn on the family computer? Your mother checked the history, and now she's mad at me. I told that story, right?
What?
My dad. The history was cleared. It wasn't me. And I got sent to my room for it.
Okay.
And the only thing it could be looking back is that my dad had cleared the history. My mom got mad and then watched me march up to my room to be grounded. Didn't say a single word. I took that bullet for you, Dad. Ooh, wait. I feel like this series is just destined for greatness. There he is.
You know what I like about this, Matt? You actually go out and do these jobs. See, when I played Sims and I got a job, I got excited because I thought I, as my character, would go like to this place, this factory, and kind of do tasks there. But no, they just
You just have to
leave.
sit there and watch.
They
this.
leave
Nothing
the
happens.
home, and then they just get back in a car at some point. I'm talking about Sims 2, I think.
Yeah, because they when they go off to work, you just have to like fast forward time while nothing happens.
Yeah.
I would like to play The Sims one day on the channel. That's a good fucking game.
We can play the PS2 version of Sims 2 and do split screen co-op.
Oh, where we are in a house together?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like we could both be running around.
We can make like all of our friends and make it like a super mega office.
That is how I played Sims with my cousin Connor, my boy, I love him. We used to play the PlayStation 2 Sims 2 and just split screen, and it was so much fun. I tried to play the other Sims on the computer, but I just couldn't get into it. I think I really like games where you can play with other people.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Continuing on the theme of I'm a really bad brother to my sweet sister. Samantha, yes. She was obsessed with The Sims back in the day when we owned a PlayStation 2, and she always said, Matt, do not play my Sims game. Grandma got Sims for me. She got Katamari Damacy for you. Sims is my thing. Don't play it. And she went off for a sleepover one night, and I decided, you know what? Mom and Dad are asleep. Little sis is out. I'm gonna play a little Sims. So I somehow, as a dumb brother, deleted her save file, and I deleted her save file, and she discovered when she got home the next day to play a little Sims. She was not. Jesus fucking Christ, Ryan.
I'm sorry.
She was not
Oh my
happy that I
God.
deleted that one bit. She was.
Well, of course not. That's hours of work.
I know. Like, if someone deleted my save file.
Dude, do you know how pissed I would be if someone deleted my not Resident Evil, my Red Dead Redemption,
Red Dead Evil file.
Red Dead Redemption 2 file. That's over 200 hours of fucking work put into this one save file.
Like I know it's a video game, but you really do. Like, you invest a lot into it. You
I
know?
do. I'd invest a lot of time.
If someone
it's
deleted
a hobby
this,
of mine.
Yeah.
I
if someone
enjoy
deleted this
playing
Animal
video
Crossing
games.
thing, that would suck. Hey guys, welcome to the Big Man Podcast. Now, before we get into this, let's get a couple things straight, okay?
If you're not a big man and you're listening to this podcast, stop.
There's a couple rules on this podcast, all right? You got to be a fan of three things if you want to listen. Those things are football, beer, and big titties. If
That-
you're not a fan of one of those,
Okay. Yes, and
click off.
I'm not a fan of football or big titties.
Why did you agree to do this podcast with me? It's all about
I'm
man.
kidding.
It's about
I'm a
guy
fan of
stuff.
any type of titty.
I love me some titties, man.
Single
If I'm being
titty,
honest.
Dual titties, man. Man, I love my titties.
Did you say ghoul titties?
Huh?
Did you say ghoul titties?
I don't think I did.
What was the second
They'd
one?
be your titties if they were ghoul titties.
Very funny, Ryan, because I'm a skeleton. I'm skinny. I
No,
get
you're a
it.
ghoul. A skeleton is not a ghoul.
Oh,
You have a ghoulish complexion. Doesn't make you a skeleton.
I don't know how to fix that shit, dude.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know how to make my complexion not ghoulish.
You were doing pretty good when you were focusing on your health for a straight 3 months, and then
Yeah, my
Gave up?
complexion actually did. It's like if I gain weight in my face, my complexion's better. I gotta get a better skin routine. Wait, why? This is the man cast. Why are we talking about skin routines? Only thing I want to talk about is firing my shotgun and praying to God.
dude, I bought some guns recently,
Yeah?
and I can't really make fun. I grew up in a house with guns, so
I did too. My daddy had a shotgun, and
I had there were like 4 or 5 guns.
dude, I just remembered I got in so much trouble because when I was like 12, I made some joke where I got my dad's shotgun out of the closet, I like went in the living room with it, and I was like, "Hey, mom. Hey, dad."
Oh my
And I
god!
remember like, I forgot about this.
Was this when you had your fucking scary school shooter bowl cut?
Yeah, it was.
So in their minds they're like, "This is it."
They're like, "Well, we knew it was coming. One of these days,
It's
here
like,
it is."
Fuck. I really thought he was acting a bit different. And then your dad would be like, I always knew he would end up like this.
And our day of reckoning has come. Yeah, I got in trouble. My
The
mom.
globalists
my mom was,
have turned our son against us. So you walk into your kitchen with your dad's
living
shotgun.
room. I think they were sitting like watching TV.
Did you point it at him?
No, I didn't. I'm not that dumb. But like, I walked in with the fucking shotgun.
You're like, hey guys.
I was like, "What's up, mom and dad?" And oh my god, I got to talk.
Did they jolt up and I'm like, put that down?
My mom was like, "Matthew, stop it. That is not funny." And my dad was like, "Son," and he gets up and like takes the gun from me, goes and he puts it in the closet.
When he got up, you should have pointed it at him.
I'm like, sit back down, old man. I didn't tell you to stand.
This
You're
isn't
fine
a
right
joke.
there.
Now, son, now you're gonna get mad at me? Are those the final moments you want? Fucking dad?
It's like, "Dad, you're fine right where you are." And then when he's just, "Son," I'm like, "Hey, you talk when spoken to. All right?"
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got in trouble for that.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we talk about on the Man Cast, guys. Get used to it. All right, or the Big Man podcast. Dude, I knew a kid that was still in his mom made him sit in his booster seat at 14, so it's like the same age where you could still be in a booster seat. Well, maybe that's just a rare case.
Yeah.
How long were you in a booster seat for? Do you still use one?
I don't know. I'll ask my mom.
What if you just straight up, just like I found out you still used a booster seat? Dude, I got so pissed off because I remember like we'd all be going somewhere as a family, like, "Mom, do I have to use it?" And she's like, "Yeah, you got to use your booster seat." I'm like, "Come on, man. I don't want to." I look so. Oh, I remember the big one. It was my birthday party, and my mom was driving me and all my friends somewhere, and I remember I had to use my booster seat, and my friend had to bring his along. Like his mom made him bring the fucking booster seat. They're important, guys. I didn't die because of one.
Don't put them backwards, by the way. Booster seats.
Not a car seat, a booster seat.
Oh, booster seat's fine.
If you're too short, it just raises you up a little bit.
Yeah. Man, this woman ain't gonna respond.
Cecile.
She's gonna interrupt the podcast when we're on another roll.
I mean, it's not worth it at that point. Oh,
Hey Jim.
How are you, right?
Good. How are you?
Good. Mom's upstairs, and she said, grab my phone and write it on the phone.
Oh, I thought you just said she's crapping.
No. She's upstairs. Hang on a second.
Okay,
You know
thank
what?
you. Hey.
You haven't thrown away all your Michael Jackson t-shirts, have you?
It's debatable. Who really knows what happened there, right?
Yeah, but it looks pretty damning.
Look, alls I'm saying is, I'm kidding, of course.
What parents don't let a 7-year-old sleep over with a 35-year-old?
Jim, are you trying to tell me that if the Michael Jackson, the king of pop, came to our house and said, "Can I see Ryan? Hey," you wouldn't hand me over in a heartbeat?
I'll give you up in a minute.
Of course. I'm only the stepson.
All right, buddy. Love you, man. Here's your mom.
Love you, thank you. Mom,
Hey. Yes, baby.
I had a quick question. This is going to be a very short call.
Oh, okay.
We're on the podcast right now,
Oh, okay. Okay. What is it?
so you're in podcast mode.
Okay.
Okay. How long was I not was did I know I had a car seat. Did I have a booster seat at some point?
Yes.
Okay, how long was I in a booster seat for? To what age you think?
You were in your booster seat, I believe, until you were probably at least 6 or 7, I think.
Okay, 6 or 7.
I think so. I mean, because that was the law. You have to be a certain age, I think, and I
Height.
can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
You had a booster seat for quite a while.
Yeah, and then I hit my growth spurt and I beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
You were actually scared of me for a while. It's
was.
right when I turned 8. You had to lock your doors.
I did, because you were like the Hulk, man.
Yeah.
One
the
minute
Thing.
you were sweet, and the next minute you just went off.
I was bludgeoning our neighbor with a tire iron. I get it. I understand your fear, but I've learned better, and I think that it was due to your parenting that my rampages were cut to a halt. So, love you. Bye.
Bye.
I feel bad for my friend that had to use one at 14. You stopped literally half of his age. 7 years old. That's double his your lifespan, and my friend is still using one. Because I think it's like a height requirement. And
Your friend right now is still using one?
no, he was.
You have a
using one.
14-year-old friend?
I have plenty of 14-year-old friends, Ryan. I make them all the time.
They're the best.
I can just hang out and have
Their
fun with them.
imaginations are wild.
Speaking of imaginations, let's go to Neverland.
It's not.
Is Neverland still around?
The ranch?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, no.
Can we
right?
buy Neverland?
I think it's all gone.
You're telling me Neverland, home of Michael Jackson, King of Pop, is no longer around?
Well, let me look it up.
Yo, dude.
I'm looking up so much shit. Jackson was acquitted of all charge. That's not what I asked. Yeah, okay, Google.
You just set everyone's phones off by doing that.
But literally, I said, is Neverland Ranch still around? And the first thing that comes up is Jackson was acquitted of all charges.
So that means they got to expand it twice the size. They let him build his own castle there. They said, all right, Jackson, if you get convicted, we're going to have to tear down Neverland. But if you get acquitted, you get your very own castle in Neverland.
Oh, I didn't know that. Michael Jackson, Jackson stated he would never live at the property again as he no longer considered the ranch a home. And he did not return to Neverland.
Probably because it was like a media.
Yeah. Guess what, Matt?
What, buddy? You had nothing to say, huh?
Nope.
I was like, maybe it's a bit. Maybe there's a bit coming. Nope. Just nothing. Just absolutely. Podcasting at its finest.
My brain was empty. Just like from the start of that. My brain was completely empty.
My brain empty. I'm Ryan. Brain empty. Dude.
You feel so big, don't you? Making fun of your friends.
Yeah, I do.
Climbing on top.
Giddying up. Riding you.
Climbing on top,
crazy,
holding people down, forcibly making fun of them.
I don't do that. What if that's how I bullied you? I just like get on your chest, like sit on your chest and just like laugh in your face. Like
You sat on my chest. You take my arms, pin them to the ground, and you do that thing where you spit, except it like goes down to the string.
And I suck it back up.
Yeah.
I get it like as close as I can, and you're like, no, and then I suck it back up. But then that one time I mess up and it drips.
Or I just go and blow it up into your face.
And I fly backwards, crash through a dresser. I'm blind. Dude, honestly, I could never do that. But I had friends that would do that. Like that shit was gross. Like the mucus in the spit and drip it down, so like that.
Yeah.
I knew kids that could like touch it to the ground and pull it back up. I'm like, dude, you're just asking to get sick right now.
I knew how to like get the spit and keep it like long, like keep it going down in the drooling thing, but I could never suck it back up. It'll always break.
It's vile.
I think I did it once and I was like, damn.
That's enough for me. Like I did it once. That's all I need to do. Go to like a talent show. That should be our live show. You should just do that for like an hour and a half, and I'll just sit there silently watching, being like, "Ew, gross."
I remember I went to a talent show in elementary school, and I said my talent. I can't do it anymore because I'm a big fat dude. But basically, I would do this, and then I would bend all the way back.
He's sitting on his knees
like this,
and then you would just bend backwards.
Yeah, but I can't do that. Can you do that?
What?
Real quick, hold on.
Do you want to film it and put it in the podcast?
It's you're the one editing, so it's whatever you want to do.
Film it, bro.
I gotta film you because I think you're the one that can do it.
Yo, you better be watching this shit on YouTube.
Okay, so Matt, what I did as a talent in elementary school, God, I can't do it. My old fucking man body. When I was a kid, I was a lot more nimble. Ask my stepdad.
Do it,
try. This, and then I would like bend my body like all the way
Damn.
back to where like I was lying down on my back, but with my legs in that position.
That was your talent at a talent show.
That was my talent. And then when I did it, like the room was silent in an auditorium filled with kids wanting to show off their talent. And I was like,
and they just didn't care. And the parents were like, "Wow."
And the adults were like, "You're a kid. You're bendable. You can do that."
Your mom's like, "Ryan, yeah, that's such a talent. I'll try it."
Show me my phone. Like that, and then
Ow!
Then lay down.
Ow!
Yeah!
Shit!
He's doing it!
Ow!
Oh, yeah, you're doing the Ryan McGee talent show!
Ow, that shit hurts, man.
Yeah?
I could be in a talent show, though. I could go to an elementary school and be in the talent God, Jesus Christ! I knew something was coming the moment you looked out the recording room window to see if anybody was there. And the second I saw you do that quick glance, I'm like, he's gonna whip his dick out or something.
Here comes his dick.
the gym shorts quickly slide down, and he runs at me with a slight twisting of the hips, so it's really going like right in my face.
We didn't film that part. Well, it was filmed. You just can't see. I don't think you can see my penis.
I'll double check. I'll make sure it's not in there.
Okay.
You know what I did to my mom once? I got some ketchup packets from school when I was in like elementary school, and I got this from Captain Underpants.
Yeah, you put them under the toilet seat.
And she went and
Squishies,
she,
I think they were called.
Squishies, and she went and she sat down in the middle of the night and popped all over the back of her legs.
She like, what the fuck?
She was really upset.
Of course.
She was like, I was about to come wake you up and make you clean it up.
Off of her like back end?
No, her legs. And her sweet juicy thighs. Ooh, look at this Nebula shirt. Ooh. I'm digging this shirt. I'm gonna pick that weed right there. And then I learned what was a better thing to do it with was those little poppers that you can throw.
Wait,
I
really?
put like 20 of them under the toilet seat. And it's like 3 a.m. She gets up to use the bathroom and she sits down and just huge flashes of light and just
Jesus
and it fires out the little Flintstones everywhere too. Oh man, I was
Poor mom.
I know. She doesn't deserve this shit. I was staying at a friend's house.
You're like,
and,
watch this fucking bitch.
and I'm just fucking like, imagine having like your kid is sweet, or you want a sweet kid, but your kid just puts little like fireworks under the toilet seat.
Covers the back of your legs in fucking ketchup.
Ketchup at 3 a.m.
Like, I'd never think that was a good idea to do to my parents.
That's because they'd beat you silly.
Well, your mom sure didn't like it.
She didn't like it, but I would just feel bad. I'd be like, Mom, I'm sorry. She'd be like, I am too. I'd be like, fuck. I remember when I was in high school, I was staying at my friend's house because my parents were out of town, and he was going to like karate practice or some shit. So I got a handful of like 20 of those poppers, and I heard him walking down below the window, and I was on the 3rd floor of his house, so I threw them out so they'd all like land around him. But I didn't realize it was his mom coming home from work.
Oh my god!
And they just showered around her, just. And I was the first time I ever heard my friend's mom swear, and she was like screaming, like, "What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ!" And she came inside, and like my heart dropped, and she's like, "Matt!"
She knew
She
it
was
was
so
you.
mad at me,
Did
dude.
she look up at you and see you in the like top floor or something?
Who else was it gonna be? She like her son's
wasn't
well
gonna be
behaved.
really, it wasn't gonna be her son.
Yeah, so
So you were just known as the problem child.
yeah, she didn't like me too much.
Well, of course not. If you weren't your mom's son, I bet she wouldn't like you either. Throwing ketchup packets all over the back of
Not
her leg.
throwing ketchup packets on the back of her legs. They popped on their own because she sat down, and the weight
So
of
it's
her body
her
caused
fault.
it to.
It's her fault. It's all her fault.
And I think it went into like her pajamas and shit, so she had to change.
Jesus Christ.
She probably couldn't fall back asleep again. She has work at 5 a.m. So
God, I
she's
just
like,
want to talk
"Great."
to your mom about these fucking stories.
I can call her and
We
ask
usually
her.
just talk about her sex life.
You want me to ask her about it?
Yeah.
Here, I'll call her right now. Well, that's the thing is like she had to get up so early for work, and she's probably like, well, I can't fall back asleep now because I was so jolted awake, and my long 9-hour workday is gonna suck because I didn't get enough sleep because my stupid asinine son decided it'd be funny to a prank which he doesn't even see the results of. Here, we'll talk to my mom about it.
If she picks up.
She might be too busy sipping on the bottle. You know what I'm
You
saying?
could be being like beaten to death or someone's chasing you and you're like, I gotta give my last words to my mom.
Hey, Mom.
Oh man.
What's up? Not much. I'm just recording a video right now. Thought I'd give you a call. Because I remember. Do you remember when I was a kid? That prank I would do to you with the toilet seat.
Wait, multiple times or was it
Yes,
just once?
I remember it.
Yeah, when I would.
Very aggravating.
What would I do?
Are you talking about the ketchup packets? or the
Oh my
plastic wrap?
God.
No, not the plastic wrap. That's a separate prank.
See, I saw the ketchup
The
packet
ketchup
stuff in a.
packet?
Yeah, man. I used the.
That drove me crazy.
Remember the poppers too?
God, you did all kinds of terrible stuff to me, son.
I'm sorry, Mom. I love you.
It was great.
But I remember you told me that one time how you sat down in the middle of the night and it
yeah.
exploded all over the back of your legs and you were furious.
No, all over the back of my leg. Yep.
What's she talking about?
Just what I really didn't want to have happen at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'm sorry, Mom. I just want to formally apologize to you for that. The plastic wrap is a
that's
different
okay.
thing I haven't brought up yet, but I'll tell Ryan about
He
that in a
also
second.
said that he's working on Sam's wedding video, so tell her that he's got that pretty much halfway done.
Oh, yeah, that one. Uh-huh. Okay. I'll be sure to let her know.
Thanks, Ryan, because now I have to tell my mom that's not true. So.
I pretty much knew that, but anyway.
See, she didn't even. She was like, "Yeah, there's no way he would do it. There's no way."
My son is not, reliable.
Why would
so.
I depend on him to edit a video for my daughter?
Well, my sister's always gonna love me. What does it matter if I fuck this
Exactly.
one up, All right. Well, thank you, Mom.
Unconditional love.
Love you so
You
much.
guys take care. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Basically, I did this other prank, which because you heard her say the ketchup or the plastic wrap.
Did you put plastic wrap over the bowl so if she sat down, a female sitting down on the toilet peeing like pretty much on herself at that point, right?
Well, I was intending to get my father with it.
Oh, come on, dude. God, what a little shit you
And
were.
when the lights are off, you don't know that you're just pissing on the plastic wrap until it starts overflowing.
See, like, I'd scare my parents every now and then, but I'd never, like, fucking, like, ruin their mornings or nights. Make them have to fucking
I feel like
clean
a
up.
piece of shit now.
Cause like they already have to clean up all of your shit to begin with, the stuff that you don't even think about. And this is an active mess you know about and are making.
But I don't even get to see the end
So on
result.
top of the stuff that you don't even think about that she has to clean up, you're like creating more of a mess at no one's expense. Like, well, at their expense, but like there's no, as you said, there's no like, ha, I got you. They just have to be like, so thanks for that, Matt. You'd be like, hi, you're welcome.
I remember one time my dad, I covered it with plastic wrap and he didn't notice and he went to take a piss and he started freaking out because he had to stop his stream because it started just overflowing. Because basically, guys, here's the prank. Cover plastic wrap on the toilet bowl and then put the seat down. So, if you're not paying attention, you won't see, but there's plastic wrap. So you start pissing into the toilet and it doesn't go, it just hits the plastic wrap and just pours onto the floor.
Yep.
And then they have to clean it up.
Yep,
So-
they have to clean it up.
My
Not
mom,
you.
my poor mom.
They have to clean their own piss off of the floor when they probably had to clean off all the fucking food from your mouth and brush your teeth and wipe your ass.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna sell our work uniform. Do we have to keep it?
Can I see it again?
It's the first thing we got in the game.
Oh, if it's a cute outfit, I want to keep it, Matt.
Okay, well, fucking keep it then.
Let me see it. I just want to see if it's cute.
Let me sell this stuff first.
I do like the clothes.
All
we're
that for
wearing right
820? What? God damn it. I also want to try in this desert camo. I would also, what was it? I'd tape the faucet so my dad would turn on the sink and it would just spray his shirt.
now. So,
I'm gonna put this on my face. This Band-Aid is going on.
there it's on.
Take my glasses off. You want to give me a little slap
Yep.
for the mic?
We didn't say little slap. We said slap.
You didn't say big slap though.
I didn't. Well, here's the thing.
There's little slaps, then there's slaps, and then there's big slaps. You just said slap. We're going in the middle
Okay,
ground.
I'll give you a slap. Ready? Ready?
Yep. Again. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that shit hurted.
But but now you have a Band-Aid.
Yeah, and
So you don't have to continue to hold up a. You actually have a slew of Band-Aids.
You brought me one Band-Aid that's like, it's like 4 by 5 inches.
See, I
It's
was
just
gonna come in here and I was gonna slap that on your face and be like, there, 2 in 1. But I thought that would be too mean because you didn't want me to slap the side of your face that had the
I don't.
cyst.
Ryan, let me tell you something. I grew up with siblings, buddy. I don't think things are mean. They don't affect me.
I
'Cause
don't think growing up with siblings changes the fact whether something's mean-spirited, mean or not.
I think it changes. I think when it comes to like a lot of pranks and shit, I think it might change your perception just because you dealt with it so much as a kid. Because my sister always, I know my sister, she's pretty good at receiving pranks now because I did so much shit to her as a kid. Like light her hair on fire.
Did you?
Yeah. No, but I did. She was giving a presentation once, and I pantsed her in front of everybody.
A presentation in. How old was she?
Elementary school.
Who in front of everybody means.
It was some event at the school on Saturday. I have a very blurred memory of this, but I remember I just like.
Were you grounded for this?
Oh yeah, I still remember being put in the car. My mom was like, "You are in so much trouble." Like I remember that feeling where I was like, "Uh oh."
You pantsed her.
I pantsed her, yeah. Or I lifted her skirt or something while she was like giving it.
God.
I was a shitty little brother. I was like, how old was I?
She was son. You were fucking.
I'm not a
ruining your
shitty
mom's
son.
mornings.
I did not. How did I ruin my mom's mornings? Oh, by the ketchup
Yeah.
packet prank.
On the back of her pants or legs.
Yeah, and she had to change her. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, I don't deserve such a good family. Not my dad deserves all the. Okay, my dad. I was on the phone with him recently. He's like, I was listening to your last podcast, and I was like, oh, I thought you stopped listening to that stuff, Dad. So my dad is gonna come to the Charleston, South Carolina show. What would you do if like we leave the Grumps office and as we're walking outside, there's just a whole gang of
Shitting their pants.
Sure,
I'd be terrified.
the mafia rolls up in Mini Coopers, but like, would you be scared? I'm trying to think of the most like non-intimidating car for a mafia to collectively drive. It's either gonna be Mini Coopers. No, dude, it's gonna be those fucking punch buggies, like the ones that are just the semi.
It ain't gonna be the motorcycles with the sidecar. With the poppin' muffler,
with the horn, it's
like an Aristocrats,
and the horn that's like.
It's the ones the ones that like clowns use.
Yeah.
Except it's more like bam bam.
I really want. Have you ever driven a motorcycle?
I've ridden on one. I've never driven
Shit
one.
is scary as fuck.
You don't have a license? When did you drive one?
I haven't driven one. I've ridden on one.
Oh. Yes.
Terrifying, dude.
It was really. My dad must have been scared as fuck because like I was like falling asleep.
When he walked in on me fucking your mom?
Yeah, that. But we don't need to talk about that. Anyways, when I was young, my dad took me for like a motorcycle ride, and I was pretty tired, and I was falling asleep on the back while like holding on my dad's shoulders. He's like, Ryan, you're not falling asleep, are you? I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to let my dad down. No. But like there was a moment where I definitely drifted off, and there's definitely a chance I could have just fallen off.
Dude, you could have just whoop.
Yeah.
Ryan?
God bless my dad.
Yeah, your dad is a sweet fucking man.
He's a sweet
When we did our
man.
Columbia show, I got to see him. God bless him, man.
He's a sweet, gentle
looking good,
man.
He's looking good.
Thank you. He's a cute man.
He's so cute, man. He really is.
Thanks.
Got those little rosy cheeks.
Stop.